How can you guys hear me okay? Hey, Alexandra's here. Nice to see you, Alexandra. Martin is here. Keisha, hello. Just coming in to say hello. We'll watch it later. Nice to see you. Has come here, said hello. Anik says, met a lady in the supermarket who claimed that whole grain, lentil, beans, nuts make you fat, and that if she ate like me, she'd be much bigger. That's insane. And she warned me out. Menopause will come for you. Then you'll also get fat on lentils. Chip, your nutrition. Would you explain this medical mystery of a woman who gets fat off lentils? It's insane, huh? Can you guys hear me okay, by the way? It's a new mic. It's a different microphone, actually. It's not a new one. It's an older one that I had, but it's a different one. And there are actually now 2 microphones in this whole contraption. So I'm trying something out now. Yes, sound okay, perfect. Is the background noise? I'm assuming the background noise is a little bit worse, right? But that's okay. You know, we'll power through. If not, we'll change it next time. So I have 2 microphones now, because it's been a bit difficult to always synchronize the audio from YouTube to the camera video, because well, they're filmed at different frames per second. I have to convert them, synchronize them, and only then am I able to publish them. So I thought yeah, so I'm using an older microphone for the stream and the microphone that I normally used with the camera. So now theoretically I'm recording the audio directly on the camera. So let's hope that goes well. If you guys have any issues, because it is a bit noisy on the street, let me know, okay? And next time I'll switch it up. I'll change between the microphones. Yeah. So I put the signs. Let me also check if I forgot. I forgot 2 things today. Okay, so somewhere here is where we're gonna have to have the conversations. I see what I can. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Pixie's here. Nice to see you, Pixie. Watching and working. Perfect. The weather is really nice. I think it's maybe like 18 degrees today outside, so it's not too warm. It is sunny, as you can see. So yeah, we're gonna be doing fine. I did have to put in. Oh, give me a second. I did have to put in the cap on you guys, so you have a cap over you. Marisa says, nice to see you again. Hey, I like your activism. Thank you, Marisa. I'm gonna try to be a bit nice today. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Hey, Martin, nice to see you here. Benji is here. Awesome. I don't have a lot of cards left. I have I have 5 cards left. So I do have Alexandra's flyers. I also ordered some new cards. I didn't change the design yet. I wanted to put in the 3 minutes video there, but I did not have time for a good design. So I just thought, let's order them so that they come in time. So probably by the end of this week they'll come also, so we'll have the new cards. Yeah. I'm just mentioning all this, by the way, because... damn, that's noisy. mentioning all this for somebody who wants to do outreach themselves. Kind of hearing what the I don't know tasks are behind being an outreacher. Gotta order some cards. Gotta be careful with the sounds and stuff. I feel like Renee contacted me, and he's right that there's a lot of conversations that I have and a lot of footage that is not very usable. And I thought, well, why don't I just put all of it in through ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to give me some good moments. The problem is that, as I said, the sound wasn't synchronized, so I would have to take every conversation and synchronize it manually, and it just takes so much time. So yeah, so I decided to change things up a little bit. You have inspired me, Chip, to live stream at our We the Free event, says Pixie. That's amazing, Pixie. Yes, live stream at We the Free events. A lot of people have asked me to do that, but I feel like when I'm an organizer there, it's a little bit difficult, or I have so many stuff to focus on that it's difficult, especially when we begin. I can help you sync it, says Benji. Well, Benji, there's no need anymore. I'm just going to use 2 microphones. It's easier. And then... you guys want to try a social experiment? Then every video that I get, when I come home, I'm gonna take your pro. Good to know. I'm just gonna take all the videos from the camera that I take, and I'm gonna put them through Whisper. It's a LLM, and generate the transcript from them, and then ask ChatGPT to help me get some good moments. Hey, you wanna have a conversation with me?
A little bit.
Are you okay being live on YouTube? Okay, you wanna come here so that you can...
Sure.
What's your name?
My name is Vlad.
Vlad, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you from, Vlad?
From Spain.
From Spain. Love it. So I'm from Romania, but I live here.
Okay.
I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for animals. How do you feel about animals?
I like animals. I have 2 cats at home.
You have 2 cats at home? Can you tell me their names?
It's Basia and Bella.
Basia and Bella?
Yes.
Ah, lovely names. Do you think Basia and Bella have different personalities?
Of course, for sure.
Of course. Do you see them as like objects or like individuals?
No, they're individuals. Actually, I've done an experiment, with all the AI stuff and ChatGPT. You can do the prompt, take a photo of your cat and turn it into human, so you can see how it would look like if it was human.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That's very interesting.
Ah, okay. So like you recorded their sounds and put it to
No, you just take a picture and put it inside AI, and you get a result. You get an image as if they were actual human persons.
I see what you mean. Okay, so if they are individuals, do you think all other animals are also individuals, or do you think just your cats are individuals?
It's a tough question already. Probably all of them, but on different levels.
Okay. Do you think we should respect the individual's rights, like namely body autonomy, for example? Like the right to decide for their own body?
It's yet more complicated and complex question. The thing is that in the nature, animals hunt other animals. In our society, we also kill each other, and there is this kind of natural order and everything. We decided that we will put some constraints between each other to preserve the life and everything. How we would extend it, given that animals could kill you, you could kill animal, like we are different, they are like different looking and have different nerve system, like including where to put the border. I see where you're coming to.
Well, I'm asking about innocent animals, right? I'm not asking about animals who attack you or animals who pose a threat to you. I'm asking you, do you think it's okay do you think we should respect the rights of innocent animals? And by that I mean, like, if they're minding their own business, we just leave them alone. Or we don't say, oh, you're innocent, I have power over you, therefore your body belongs to me and I can do whatever I want to your body.
Tough question.
Tough question?
Tough question.
Would it be a tough question if it were your cats involved?
No, of course.
No, because you have an emotional connection to them, right?
Yes.
But what if you didn't have an emotional connection to them? What if it were other cats? Would it still be a tough question?
No.
No, so other cats still deserve it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why is it that other cats deserve this right for us to leave them alone and not interfere and say, your body is mine, I can do whatever I want with it, but not other individuals of other species, like cows, like chickens, like pigs?
I see. Probably right.
What am I right about?
That we should go on from consuming and producing factories of chickens and cows as is they were not live, but to more organic food, let's say something like this.
So we shouldn't have the right to do whatever we want to their body.
Ultimately, I would say yes, in a ideal
Yeah.
situation.
So does that imply, if you think that, is that like a belief that you have that you think you should follow through with it, or is that just something like, yeah, sure, why not?
Again, the tough question is here that I don't see it easy to replace I'm not sure how the word in English is, the nutritious features of meat.
So if you had
Right.
the availability or knowledge on how to replace animal products,
Yes.
would you still support this exploitation, abuse, and
No,
slaughter
of
of
course
animals?
No.
No, okay.
So,
So all you need is this information.
I mean, whenever I see the hamburger in some locale that sells, this Beyond Meat organic meat, I would probably go for it
Yeah.
because it's better. It's not actual meat.
It's not just meat, by the way. Dairy products, eggs, all of them, they still
Yeah.
exploit and kill animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you could ask ChatGPT or Google or find this information easily without like any extra source, or what exactly is difficult?
It's not about to finding the information. It's about to having the options.
So you can find this information.
Yes, of course.
So then, when you say it's about having options, if you have the information, don't you think you also have the options?
It's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
What exactly is it tough?
Here in Amsterdam, I can go for vegetarian options pretty easily.
Again, not vegetarians, because vegetarians, eggs, milk, honey, they exploit and kill animals just as much as meat does. So it's not about the diet here. We're just talking about animals. We're talking about their rights. Right?
It's a thing where you put the border in, because you can extend it like
the border to give rights.
The border to give rights. The border not to consume.
Do you think it should be arbitrary?
I think it should be evolutionary.
Evolutionary. So that means nobody should have it because all animals have evolved at the same time. All animals that exist.
No. I mean not this way evolutionary. I mean from the spot of the society, of development of society where we are right now, to the ideal spot where we don't exploit animals, we don't
so explain
kill
to me.
each
There's an
other and
individual.
everything. We should move there.
I don't understand it. So there's an individual right here. Should we give them rights or not? How do we decide if this individual deserves rights or not?
We are already, luckily enough, as a society. I'm not talking about my personal preferences even right now.
Yeah.
As a society right now, we are already at the spot where we recognize the rights of each individual.
No, we don't. Like cows, chickens, and pigs, we don't.
I mean, wait, human individuals. But even there, we have problems.
But I never said human individuals.
In Europe, you do have rights for each individual. In other countries, there are many countries, where if you're not as planned, somehow you don't have even that rights, or even you're just a woman, you don't have that rights. So what I'm talking about is,
and that's an arbitrary line, right?
It's not an arbitrary. It's even a vogue line. It's an ideal where we would and want to go, and the point where we are right now.
So again, I'm confused, right? So there's an individual right here.
Okay.
How do I know if I should give him rights or not?
Are you to decide it?
Well, I have power over them, and I have legal right to do whatever I want. So, should I respect their body autonomy or not?
You should as much as you can.
As much as I can, right?
Yes.
So then, in that situation, I shouldn't kill them and eat their food. I shouldn't impregnate them and drink their milk. right? I shouldn't kill their babies because, you know, I have no use for them, right? So I should just leave them alone in that situation because I have options. I can go to a supermarket and buy something else when it comes to food. And if I'm I don't know, shivering or cold, I could go buy some clothes without needing to wear their flesh or something like that, right? And I also don't need to entertain myself by harming them, right? Like I can't say race another individual and see, you know, who's faster.
Yeah.
Because all of these would be
totally
cruel, right? So how is that any different from paying for animal products?
I don't have a clear answer for you right now.
Yeah, because that's the reality, isn't it?
Yeah,
we always have this option of paying for something else, whether it's for food, for clothing, and entertainment.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times we like to think that it's more difficult or something, but it's not. I've been to Spain, it's not. I've been all across Europe, it's not difficult at all. There are areas, maybe let's say, where it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
But even then, our difficulty means nothing compared to their difficulty, is it? Like their difficulty of being forced into a slaughterhouse, their difficulty of being treated like an object.
Okay.
So what do you think we should do as individuals? Like, what do you think you should do? If you say we should respect their rights, do you think you should respect the rights of animals?
Generally, I should.
Yeah.
I'm not. I will try to think about it, like how to replace equally the vital parts for myself, for kids, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a number of friends that are activists like you.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet myself, to tell the truth. But yeah.
So how many more animals should be exploited, killed on your behalf from now on?
No, come on.
I speak for them, man. It's not. I understand
Yeah.
from your perspective. It can seem.
Let me ask you another question then.
Can you answer mine first?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I
You don't know how many animals you would want exploited and killed for you from now on.
I don't want animals exploited and killed.
It would mean to be vegan, right?
Yeah.
Ask me a question, sure.
Where is the borderline by your perspective? What
Sentience.
about
Sentience.
sentience?
Yeah. So the capability of a subjective experience of the world. It's essentially what makes somebody an individual, right?
Oh, yeah.
If they can experience the world, that means they're an individual.
How
If
do you know?
How do we know if they have sentience?
Yes.
So we have no actual knowledge of what causes sentience. All we know is that brains and central nervous system, or a combination of both, create an emerging property called sentience. So we just assume that anybody who has a brain, most likely they're also sentient.
So what about crabs, squids?
They have brains also. And if they don't, maybe they have a central nervous system. If they don't have a brain or a central nervous system, then I would say they're probably not sentient. So then it is what it is. But if they have one, like if they only have a central nervous system, for example, I still would err on the side of caution because I don't need to kill them and eat them, or I don't need to kill them and wear their skin. I can just eat plants or anything else. If I were in a situation of survival, though, I would of course try to consider like that, right? I would have to kill somebody to eat them. I would try to kill the ones who are least likely to be sentient first, and then go up the ladder, right?
All right.
That's how I would see it. That
Okay.
makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, let me give you.
Thank you.
Let me give you a flyer. Thank you for having this conversation with me, Vlad. Well, actually, let me give you a card because I have cards. So there's a thing here called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day, and they help you adopt a plant-based diet for free.
All right.
But I urge you, can you watch the most important speech you'll ever hear? It
Okay.
appears as the second video that you see there.
Okay. I will.
And until you watch it, can we do a small commitment just to hold yourself accountable that you don't consume any animal products until you watch it?
Don't consume any animal products until I watch it. Okay.
Thank you so much, Vlad. Have an awesome day. The most important speech you'll ever hear, okay?
Thank you.
Have a good one. Cheers. He got it, didn't he? Sometimes I don't even have to say things, people get it. And I like that he realized that he got it. How much did you pay him? Why would I pay him, man? I don't have money. You think I pay strangers? Fuck. Wow, some people look at this guy, G Hankar. I don't even know how to pronounce your name, G Hankar. You think that because somebody was open-minded that I paid them? Oh, that's funny, man. You know, there's no amount of like. There's always somebody in a stream saying something so ridiculous, as ridiculous as that. He was honest and not defensive. Yeah, he was honest and not defensive, exactly. I like that about him. The thing is, when people stop caring about their health, they would stop eating plant-based.
Hello.
I don't know. Hi, you want to have a conversation with me?
Yeah, sure, go on.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
All right, perfect.
Can you come here so that you
I'll drop my stuff if that's okay.
Yeah, drop it.
Where are you from?
I'm from Romania originally, but I live here. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Xavier.
Xavier.
Xavier, that works.
Xavier. Where are you from?
I was born and raised here in Amsterdam.
You were born and raised here in Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Love it. So, Xavier, I'm an animal rights activist.
All right.
How do you feel about animals? Do you think they deserve rights?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do you think they deserve the right to body autonomy? That means the right to decide for their own body?
A animal?
Yeah.
I just wonder, how would you prove a animal's own decisions? I have
mean,
no idea.
Animals in the wild make decisions.
Yeah, they do.
Why wouldn't animals be able to make decisions?
So are you against owning pets?
Well, I can also tell you that if we were to strip away their body autonomy, we would do it in their interest, not ours, right? Like, say, for instance, when you say you have a pet companion and you take them to the veterinary, of course, in no world would a pet want to go to a veterinary.
No.
But you do it for their benefit, not yours. If, however, you take them to the vet because you're like, I'm fed up with this animal, I just want the vet to kill them, that would be immoral, that would be wrong, right?
Okay, so you're saying that...
Much like with a child. If you're taking care of an animal, you do as you would with a child.
Okay.
You do it in their interest.
So you're comparing owning a child to owning a pet in some
I don't think you
ways.
own either of them.
Okay.
I mean, maybe legally you do both.
Yeah, okay, legal.
But I'm not talking about legally. Morally, you don't own either of them. Both of them are individuals. So yeah, I'm comparing treating an animal as you would treat a child also, yeah. Most people who have pets, they treat them like their children anyway. And in fact, they call themselves, I'm the mother of, I'm the father of.
Yes, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I guess that, I don't know, I feel like you'd have to make a distinction between where they are allowed to make their own decisions and where you are the one who knows better. So that's...
But let's say innocent animals.
Yes.
Innocent animals who have no business with you. They're not in your house. They're not in your whatever. Do you think we should leave them alone, or should we say, your body is mine because I have power over you? Because we clearly have power over all animals.
I think if it's a pet, and you like owning a pet, then...
No, I said not a pet. I said an innocent animal.
So where are you? What's the problem you're trying to fix?
There's a pigeon over here,
Yes.
right? You clearly have power over the pigeon. You could capture them and you could do whatever you want to that pigeon. Do you think you should have the right to do that, or would you be acting morally if you did that to a pigeon?
So no, I'm just trying to wonder what's the problem you're trying to fix here.
I'll explain to you, but I need to first of all grasp where your values are so that I can explain to where I'm at.
I don't think you should torture animals, or I don't think you should.
You shouldn't torture them.
No, of course. I'm very much against torturing animals.
But what if I wanted to eat this pigeon?
Yeah, so I guess you draw a line between... Personally, if I would think it's horrible if you just catch a pigeon, kill it, and eat it. But I know it happens
That's
a lot
horrible,
all
right?
throughout the country.
Yeah.
People hunt animals to eat, and I know.
But what if I brought this pigeon into existence myself?
I think that wouldn't change anything.
That wouldn't change
I think
anything,
it would be
no.
just as horrible.
So would that apply to all animals? For example, the animals that we farm, or do we just apply this to the pigeons because we see them in the wild, or we don't actually see them being confined?
I think it's worse if you were to just raise an animal completely and then kill it. But I do sort of, because I guess you're leaning towards eating meat as well in general.
It's not necessarily about eating, it's about respecting animals' rights. Unfortunately, some animals, we treat them as food, but we also treat these animals as, we think we have the right to kill them and wear their skin. We also think we have the right to indoctrinate some animals so we can ride on them. We also think we have the right to kill them.
Indoctrinate animals?
Yeah, yeah.
What are you talking about, if I can ask?
So, for example, with horses, it's called consent training.
Yeah.
We essentially force them to give
Oh,
consent.
I have
to
heard
us.
of this.
You see-
Yes.
you see?
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
Do you eat meat or you're vegetarian?
I'm vegan. I respect animals.
You're vegan.
Yeah.
Do you not respect animals if you're not vegan, in your opinion?
Yeah.
So you're disrespecting animals if you eat meat.
Can you respect animals by paying for somebody to oppress them when you don't need to?
I think you can.
So if I don't need to oppress you,
Yeah?
would you feel respect if I chose to pay somebody to oppress you?
Sorry, come again?
If I don't need anything from you,
Yeah?
would it be fair for me to pay somebody to oppress you? Just because I get a kick out of it. Doesn't matter what kind of kick.
But do you think that's...
Maybe I like the taste of how your skin feels. Maybe I like to wear your skin. It doesn't really matter. Would it be respectful for me towards you if I choose to pay somebody to confine you and then take your life?
I think it's unfair to say that you get a kick out of it because then you get into the debate of why do we eat animals? And I think
Because it is just a kick out of it, right? It is taste pleasure at the end of the day because we can get nutrition from plants and plant-based products, can't we?
Yeah, but I think it used to be because it is a.
But it no longer is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think it used to be a very solid way of gaining nutrients or
But it
getting
no
them in
longer
general.
is.
No, but there is then you can because there is substitution now. You have to diverge from your old habits. Does that apply to anything or just eating meat because it inherently disrespects animals? Because then for the same way you can say, yeah, you could nowadays technically only buy cars that run on electricity, which I'm guessing you're also for, or not necessarily.
Sure, why not?
Is this your
I mean,
motorcycle?
No.
Okay.
No, I bike. What do you mean?
You bike, yeah, no, of course.
We
No,
all
and,
live in
and then I
Amsterdam.
mean,
you say you live here, everybody bikes here.
yeah, so do I. I came with a bike.
Yeah, I don't
no,
have a
I
car
think
or
it's
anything
because
like
it would
that.
be inconvenient to own a electric car in some ways, and it's more expensive. And I think that also applies to.
How does an electric car violate somebody's rights?
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying that it's.
But I'm talking about rights here. I'm not talking about environment. I'm not talking about doing something that
Do you-
that is good or bad for society or for the environment. I'm strictly talking about rights here. Because if it were that we found out that we gave women rights for like 100 years now, right?
Yeah.
If we found out, we did this long study and somehow, it's not the case, by the way, it's a hypothetical. But
Okay.
hypothetically speaking, we found out that giving women rights is worse for the environment.
Yes.
That doesn't mean we should take away the rights,
No, I agree.
right? So when it comes to the environment, it comes secondary to rights.
Yes.
So I believe when it comes to animal rights, human rights,
Yeah.
they come before the environment, and then we deal with the environmental issues.
But then now you're also comparing humans to animals in
Because
general.
humans are animals, yes.
I guess so, but then I think in that because it all stems from habit and the convenience of a large agriculture that has been there for like 200 years now, farming animals for
is
food.
that your situation?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, no, but I grew up in the same with parents who had those habits, and they're I'll let you. My parents are vegetarian
Yeah.
for the same reasons you are. I personally chose not to be.
Vegetarians to respect animals.
I think partially. I know my father does
bit
it for
hypocritical,
health
though.
reasons. Sorry.
It's a bit hypocritical to be a vegetarian to respect animals.
How come?
Because dairy products are probably the most inhumane things that we do to animals.
But how is it hypocritical?
Because if you want to respect animals and you pay for something that is inhumane to animals,
So it doesn't work, but it's not hypocritical, is it?
It is, because if your values say that I'm going to do this to respect animals,
But is it hypocritical to be uninformed?
Oh, no. If it's uninformed,
No,
it's a
okay.
different case. So also, what I mean to say, by the way, I'm not here to judge choices
No, I know.
or in any way. Like, I understand a lot of people are uninformed about this. I merely am here to try and get people to change because I'm here, as I said, to fight for animal rights. I'm
Yeah.
here to defend their rights. And whatever happened in the past, I don't care about that. We were all in the past and we all did shitty things in the past.
Yeah, no,
It's
I
about
agree.
what we do going
Yeah,
forward.
you need to change. I
Yeah.
mean, if there's no one trying to change, nothing will change. I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly.
What is it that makes you fight for this so passionately?
Oh, I just don't like injustice, and it's the easiest injustice to fight for.
But you want to just change injustice in general, and therefore
Yeah, I wish the whole world would not have injustice anymore. Yeah.
But that's impossible.
Sure, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't fight against it.
No, you're right. So you're fighting for your side of the story.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But then I think during that same logic, isn't it a bit you're fighting for the easiest injustice to fix.
Yeah.
And you think this is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because every single choice that every single person does is easily replaceable. It's not an
You
easy...
mean by starting to eat vegan
yeah,
specifically?
Yeah, it's not an easy... Let me put it this way. It's not an
Okay.
easy conversation. It's not easy to change people's minds.
No.
But nowadays, it isn't easy to change anybody's mind on anything, seems like. But that's a different subject. But it is...
Don't you think
It has the most impact, let's put it this way, because every single person who chooses to adopt a plant-based diet can save up to 100 individuals. So you could make per year.
So your main problem is climate change.
No.
So
it's
how
not.
do you save individuals? You mean individuals and animals?
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying if you change the diet, you'll save 100 animals a year?
Yeah.
That's a true number?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's more than that usually, but I just go on the lower side and say 100
Yeah,
animals per
okay.
year.
That's good. That's lowballing it.
Yeah.
But then, and your main problem really is animal right. It's not a health or a...
It's injustice, yeah. Yes. And
See,
it's-
the other thing I heard recently, which has kind of changed my mind, is that I heard that...
I don't care about animals, by the way, just to be clear. I don't care about animals or humans in general.
It's injustice.
It's
for you.
injustice that I'm
Okay,
worried about.
okay,
yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I think the main point that I heard, which kind of sent me away from being vegan or vegetarian,
Yeah.
is that it's become such a global market to, well, it's either healthy or good for animals or good for the environment, that they've made a lot of these substitutes for meat or for dairy products, and that those products too now have a lot of inorganic stuff and a lot of very extra like bad things in them. Because I read a study that in the 80s or 90s, I think, people who started becoming vegan were healthier in a lot of ways, so they don't eat red meat. I know there are some bad downsides to eating red meat.
Yeah.
And that now lately, all the new substitutes and whatever are also processed foods in a lot of ways, and it's just as bad as red meat.
First of all, they're not just... I'm also a certified nutritionist. They're not just as bad as red meat.
Well,
It
some of
depends.
them
It depends on the ingredient per se. I wouldn't say some of them, because how would you classify something that gives you colon cancer versus something that gives you stomach cancer?
Yeah, it's a different thing.
Right, it's a different thing. It's you can't say one is better than the other. I would say that I don't recommend people eat plant-based meats every day, but if they choose to, there are options that are actually just soy and
yeah, but you have to
and
stick
spices.
to really basic things then.
Well, you have to have a whole food plant-based
whole food,
diet.
exactly.
Like tofu, tempeh are things that are healthier than any animal product. Like tempeh is fermented, so that's especially extra healthy. It's higher in protein. I fucking love it. Well, it's not higher in protein than any animal product, I would say, but it's higher in protein than any other, I don't know, plant-based alternative that you would have.
Yeah,
that's the point.
So what about people who are very focused on their health and they like?
They should already eat plant-based if they're very focused.
You
on
think?
their health. Yeah.
Aren't there any healthy?
The
like
only
animal
healthy
products?
animal product is fish.
Yeah.
That's the only one that's so far.
Because there's a lot of the omega-3 fats.
But
in
so
there.
far, every meat we've eaten, every animal product we've eaten, we've shown to be unhealthy, and and every detriment that animal products have on us are mitigated by eating more plants.
Well, what about?
And you're right that fish is healthy because of the omega-3s.
Yeah,
but you can get those also from other sources.
What about like? Because have you ever heard? I think they're called the blue spots in the world.
The blue zones? Yeah.
Blue zones, yeah. Which are, I think there's one in Italy and Japan. Maybe
Yeah, but to draw, like that's a correlation causation fallacy to draw a dietary conclusion from these blue zones and saying that the way they eat makes them live longer, when in fact these zones are also characterized by higher standards of living, less stress, and well, let's just face it, if they're only in those zones, that could essentially mean that's genetic more than anything, right? Because it is most of the time, the longevity of your life is dictated by genetics mostly. There is a small factor of environmental factors and what you eat, but it's mostly genetic. So you're not gonna outlive your genetics. You just can't. Like your genetics are the limit. So anything you eat, like your eating and your habits could take away from that, maybe up to 10, maybe 15% of it, but otherwise,
I tend to disagree. I've read multiple studies on both happiness and longevity of life that say that the main factors of living a long, healthy life are diet exercise and your relationship status.
Well, it's about morbidity more than anything when it comes to what you're saying.
Morbidity?
Yeah, like lack of like sickness, right? Like
Yeah, so
you
health
can't-
in general.
So let's just put it so we as humans have not prolonged life in any single way. Like the reason why lifespan has increased on average is because we've tackled child mortality. So then on average lifespan has increased. But one of the
No, no,
reasons
but
why
that's just not true.
One of the reasons why we as humans live longer today
Yeah?
is obviously there's medical advancements that make us when you have heart disease that you can live a little bit longer, you can have heart replaced
Yeah, okay.
and all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you cannot outlive your genetics because the minute that your telomeres are done, your cells no longer replicate properly and you just start having cancers all
Yeah,
over your
okay.
body.
So
You
you're saying
you can't outlive that.
you're saying death is inevitable at some point due to the length of your telomeres, which is, I think,
it's an oversimplification, but yeah, that
which
is
you have to
one of the
remind me is
things.
the final end of
Yeah,
the DNA strand
yeah,
that
yeah.
gets shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we completely got off topic here.
We did, because I feel like, the whole point of it was, as you say, we have studies about longevity, sure. We have studies about saying that we can be healthy on a plant-based diet. I don't like to it's my opinion that you're healthier generally on a plant-based diet. It's my opinion. I don't have empirical evidence to back it up. There is
No, of
some
course.
evidence here and there, but it's scarce and it's not fulfilling enough that I would draw a conclusion from it.
No.
But we do have enough evidence to say that you can be at least just as healthy. So the fact that we can be at least just as healthy means that adopting a plant-based diet seems only the rational choice, knowing that we would avoid so much unnecessary suffering, so much exploitation.
suffering.
Yeah.
So, and I'm
human suffering
I'm being-
also, by the way, not
no,
just
no,
animal
I know.
suffering.
I'm
Yeah.
playing devil's advocate here, but
Yeah.
if I told you that I really like the taste of meat, and therefore I eat it,
Yeah.
what would that say about me?
Well, do you think
your
that
opinion.
the taste of meat justifies exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of an innocent animal?
Well, I guess I do because I eat it, and I do make that choice
So if,
consciously.
if cats and dogs tasted 2 times better, would you be in favor of exploiting and killing cats and dogs?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay.
I know
and
that's
if
a very
humans
weird take.
tasted even four times more better, would
Yeah?
you be in favor of exploiting and killing humans? But they would be humans who are intellectually challenged, so their intellect would be the same as an animal, so they
No, it
wouldn't be
would
much
not.
smarter.
That's where I draw the line.
So you see, but this line is very arbitrary, isn't it? Because you just draw the line at species, right?
Yeah,
Which
my
is just
species.
it's just another category.
Yeah, but my species.
But it's your category. It's
Yeah,
just another
exactly.
category, right?
And-
you could easily just draw the line at what type of animal you are, like mammals. Why don't you draw the line at mammals? Why don't you draw the line at race? Like
Well, I don't-
you
well-
belong to several categories.
No, I have an answer, 'cause
and
I
you
don't
just choose
feel-
this one category that you draw the
No,
line.
but you
at.
make a fair point because I think I do feel more compassionate towards monkeys, for instance, than
Yeah.
I do towards mice, because they are similar in a way and they do show.
So primates.
Well, yeah, you could say.
So why don't you draw the line at primates then?
I guess I wouldn't eat a monkey as well because I
You
feel
wouldn't
closer
eat
to
the
that.
monkey as well.
And I guess the same goes for cats and dogs because I feel very close to them, but I don't have that emotional, that potential emotional connection that I do.
But do you think that what you require is, do you think empathy should be derived from emotional situations, right? Like, should we be regarded with, what do you call it, affective empathy, which is emotional drawn from, like, oh, I have had an experience with a cat or the dog, therefore I wouldn't eat cats and dogs? Or do you think we should be caring about cognitive empathy, which is the logical side of empathy, which is saying, well, they don't look like me, what they think, they have emotions.
I think empathy is something you feel intrinsically. I don't think that you can.
It's actually something you can train. No, it's not just something you feel.
Yeah?
Empathy is
Is that
something you
so?
can train and work on. But either way, like, do you think we should derive values or rights based on empathy, or do you think we should use some form of logical, cognitive model for giving rights to individuals?
I think that for me, it's a lot easier to eat a chicken, for instance, because I'm very far away from the killing. If I had to kill a chicken myself to eat it, I wouldn't do it because that's horrible, in my opinion.
But paying somebody to do it isn't just as horrible?
Well,
Knowing that person who kills them also may
Well,
suffer
then again,
from PTSD.
I'm so far away from it, and I don't see any of these steps directly.
But cognitively, you know that they're happening, right?
I don't.
So this is what I talk about.
Because that's how far away I am. I
So
think.
what you're saying, you're not thinking about it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In your general day-to-day life when you
Yes.
make the decisions, but thinking about it now,
Yeah.
right? Do you think there's really genuinely any difference between you seeing it happen and it happening somewhere far away from you?
Yeah, I do. I think because it's so far away, it makes me feel a lot less guilty.
It does, but
that's the idea of the business model.
The reason, like, think about it this way, because you have to think logically, right? The reason why it makes you feel guilty is because you empathize with the victim in that situation, right?
Yeah.
And if you can empathize with the victim in that situation when you see them, you can also definitely empathize with that victim even if you don't see them, right? Like if you're in a situation where somebody had power over you and they wanted to cut your throat, and that somebody would say that your flesh tasted good, would it be fair towards you?
Well, then again, you're putting it very close to me.
I'm trying to make you
empathize.
think logically from each perspective, because when you do actions, you judge the morality of an action based on the victims also of that action. You don't just judge the morality of an action based on how you feel towards it, because if you judge the morality of an action based on how you feel towards it, then rapists would be able to justify rape because they would say, I feel good when I do it, therefore it's moral.
So yeah, but that cooks down to law again.
Say it again.
That could. I mean that boils down to law.
Well, no, it doesn't, because if there were no law against it, do you think it would be moral to rape?
No, and that again is because
see what I mean?
Well, that's again because I do really compassionalize with people, and I do think, to be fair, it's just as bad to rape a chicken, or I mean maybe not just as bad, but that is pretty bad. And
but you know they rape cows to make milk?
Themselves? Or I mean cows rape
no,
cows?
Humans rape cows.
Like personally?
Yeah,
or
they literally jerk off a bull.
Oh, yeah, okay, I heard this before.
They get the sperm.
Yeah.
And then they inject the sperm in the
I think that's a wild idea, first of all. I know they do the same with dolphins here. I don't know if you've heard that, but I think that's
fucked up
crazy.
Is that?
It is messed up in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so is it that messed up for you to choose to not pay for this when you don't need to?
I think that if we could move towards a worldwide plant-based diet and that would truly do good for the world in general.
Don't go away from your responsibility now.
No, personally.
Yeah.
No, but then again, it's like that is the same problem as climate change. You're saying, okay, if I change and everybody else changes, we could fix the problem. So the answer is within me. But then I believe that things like this, those large problems that they
This isn't a large problem, just to be clear.
It's not a large problem?
It is a large problem when it comes to scale, but I'm not asking you to fix the large problem right now, am I? I'm asking you to no longer make the problem continue. I'm asking you yourself.
For me alone.
For you alone, but I'm not asking because you alone.
But your end goal is
because
fixing
there
the larger
are
problem.
up to 100 animals each year that are exploited and killed for you alone. So even if there was one single animal, they would still deserve those rights. So what I'm questioning here right now is how could you morally justify, even if everybody else does it, paying for an innocent one single animal per year to be exploited and killed for you when you don't need to?
Okay, let me ask you again. If I were to pay someone else to stop eating meat, but I'll continue, would that be just as okay with you?
But your values would still be not in line with your own actions. You understand that, right?
No, I do. But I'm asking you because you are, in the end, trying to fix a larger problem, right?
Yeah, I am trying to fix a larger problem, but I'm not here doing some form of utilitarian calculation and saying these animals are this animal. I'm here trying to tell you that you as an individual are violating somebody's rights and you don't need to. You can choose something else that doesn't violate their rights. You can have just as much food enjoyment, just as much, your life can be just as good without violating their rights. You don't need to pay more, you don't need to any of it. So now, right now, I don't know why you're coming around trying to make it. I'm just
asking. I'm just trying to figure out what the exact, what the grand idea is for you.
Well, the grand idea for me is total animal liberation.
Yeah,
no more
exactly.
animals
No,
to be
that's what I was getting
exploited for you.
at. Yeah.
Of course, in the grand scheme of things, if I ask you to change and you're not going to change or pay somebody else to change, in theory, it would be the same.
Yeah.
But if you pay somebody to change, it wouldn't be the same.
If
you convince somebody to change, that would be the difference. But paying somebody to change, are you just going to pay them your whole life so that they change? What's going on?
Maybe,
yeah.
But then, because
that's an insane position to take anyway.
No, it is. You're right. I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I think that for me personally, and then I have to leave in a minute.
Yeah.
I think since I'm so far away from, well, I guess what you're calling animal abuse, I also don't really feel the compassion as much.
But again, you don't have to feel it, right? Because you're far away from what's happening in Gaza, aren't you?
Yes.
But you do feel bad for what's happening to them, don't you?
Not as much as you might think.
Not as much as you might think, but would you say that it's bad what's happening to them?
Oh yeah, I do. And
if you had the option between supporting it or not supporting it, what would you do?
You mean what's happening? I would not
Yeah,
support
you
what
will
is
not
happening
support
in
it.
Gaza.
So all I'm saying is the same thing. I understand maybe you don't have a full-blown empathy for these
Yeah.
animals, but you have the option between supporting their exploitation or not.
Yeah, so I don't support animal abuse.
But that would mean being vegan.
No, not for me.
Well, it would, because otherwise you do support it. You realize that, right? Like otherwise you're just negating
I
parts
financially
of it.
support it. Yeah, sure. But then
what are you talking about Gaza? Someone I ask you if you would pay
yeah, but
for it.
there's no consequence for me for supporting or
The fact that there's no confidence for you does not make it right or wrong, does it? There's
sorry, no confidence.
If there's no confidence for you doing something, does not mean that that something is right or wrong. Like you as an individual, do you think you should do all the things that you want up until there's
So, but in your opinion, are the only
consequences for it?
are the only two stances you can take correct stance in your opinion? The only two are I am for animal abuse and I eat meat, or I'm against animal abuse and I don't eat any dairy products. Are those
Any
the only
animal products?
Those are the only two stances
When
you
it
could
regards
take.
to animal rights, yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Could
are-
you understand anything in between?
Well, is there anything? Let me put it this way: if
Yeah.
you replace the animals
Yeah.
with women, would you say that is there in between not being a feminist and being a feminist? Is there any in between?
Yes.
What is it? Because being a feminist means women should have equal rights and opportunities.
Yeah.
And not being a feminist means you don't believe women should have equal rights and opportunities. What exactly is the in between where you respect women?
Well, I think feminism is the idea is a beautiful movement, but as soon as it goes towards, it's the
What's the in between? How can you respect women without saying that they should have equal rights and
I
opportunities?
100% think they should have equal rights. I just feel
So
like
there you go. So there's the only way to respect women is to be a feminist. The only way to respect animals is to be vegan. It's as simple as that.
all right.
Because
Well,
it means respecting their rights, right? You can't say, well, I respect their rights, but the ones that are a little bit different, the ones that I don't empathize with, it's okay to kill them. It's the same, imagine like with women. Well, the ones that are a bit shorter, the ones that are a different skin color, I don't really empathize with them, so it's okay to kill them. Or the ones who look a bit weird, it's okay to kill them.
I think that because I know you're making a debate here, but as soon as you say
I wasn't going to debate it, I was just asking you questions.
no, but we are having some sort of
Yeah.
I think that if you say that there are only two possible stances, that's where I draw a line because I disagree.
What's the middle ground where you respect animals but still support their exploitation?
Well, I do feel like you can say, is it okay to eat bugs?
Not if they're sentient.
Not if they're
Sentient.
so not if they have a consciousness.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think they have a consciousness? I mean,
Well, a lot of them do, yeah.
you think so? It's okay to eat some bugs.
The ones that don't, maybe. But I would still use the precautionary
Okay, but
principle.
listen,
but
there's already one distinction because you're saying, okay, it's okay to eat sentient bugs.
Yeah,
So
it's about
there's
sentience.
so in the middle there are people who are
if you guarantee that they don't have any sentience, then I wouldn't have any problem with it.
okay. So then there's already one option in the middle. That's okay. There's a group who
Well, it
eats
isn't.
old-
It's not an option because it's not
But
about.
for you, that's the truth. If
But
they
there's
have
no middle
sentience.
ground because it is about sentience. It is about them being individuals. Sentience means they're individuals. It's as simple as that. The only reason why it's wrong to harm a human being
Yeah.
is because of their sentience. It's not because they're born in a certain species or because they're
No, I agree.
the same species as you. It's not that. It's because they have an experience of the world and because they can, they have a will. They're an individual. Same as for any other animal. That's why it's wrong to do that.
I do think you make a lot of great points, of course.
Yeah.
But I guess for me,
But how could there be a middle ground where you pay for sentient beings to be exploited and killed, and yet you still claim you would respect those sentient beings?
well, I guess I don't feel any respect for sentient bugs.
Why? Because they're too small for you to care?
Yeah, maybe. I don't feel it. I don't know why exactly. I haven't really given it any thought. But no, I don't have that in
Do
me.
you derive your morals strictly by how you feel or also cognitively?
I think that's a very big part of it, yes.
It's a very big part of it, but
Yeah,
is
'cause
it the only part of it?
Sorry?
Is it the only part of it?
I think so. I think there is, well, when it comes to this, yes, because why would I have ever given any thought to respecting sentient bugs? That's
Because you
not-
don't need to exploit and kill them. You don't need to understand their
no, but I
experience.
also don't.
You just need to understand that they have one.
I also don't kill and exploit sentient bugs, nor do I kill and exploit. Personally, kill and exploit sentient farm animals. But I guess it does happen, yeah.
It's because of you that it happens.
Partially, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why not stop?
I don't stop because I am very fond of the taste.
And you, as I said, you
Yeah.
remember when I started, it's a kick. This is taste
it's-
pleasure not a kick? Because you can get taste pleasure from other products also. It's merely about a small taste difference
Yeah.
that you say justify somehow, like 10 minutes of what taste pleasure for you,
Yeah.
of a small taste difference pleasure
Mm-hmm.
to justify a whole existence of a sentient being.
I don't. First of all, I don't think it's their entire existence. But
Taking
I-
their life away is not their entire existence.
Well, you said of an entire sentient.
Being, yeah.
Yes. Okay. A particular one.
Yeah.
I guess it's not right, but
So it is wrong to do so.
yeah, it might. And then I guess in your
So does
logic,
that not make you
I'm
a
not allowed.
hypocrite?
That does make me a hypocrite,
Yeah.
a ignorant hypocrite.
You're not ignorant anymore. You're just apathetic now, apparently.
Yes, I am apathetic to certain sentient beings, I guess.
Yeah. Would it be fair if somebody was apathetic towards you and did the same thing to you because they have no
Well,
emotional
in this case, yes.
availability to you?
In this case, yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Otherwise, I'd be a hypocrite again.
Wait. So what you're saying right now is you're trying to bite the bullet. What you're doing right now is trying to bite the bullet and say,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
want to
biting
be,
the bullet means.
because it means like instead of actually being honest with yourself and saying I don't want to be a hypocrite so I'll change, you'll change your values so that you are not a hypocrite. But
Well,
in
in
changing
this-
your values and when saying that it would be right, then you would be fair in justifying if somebody was to right now come and stab you right now on the street. It would be horrible, by the way. I'm not advocating for that.
I know.
But if somebody were to be doing that, you would then again take the knife out and say thank you, do it again or something like that, because what that person is doing is something moral.
Why do you think that? Because do you think that? Of course, I'm not saying that
Yeah.
I would take that knife and say,
Yeah.
well, you're right, because
So it wouldn't be fair for somebody to discriminate on you because they don't have any emotional empathy towards you. You should still deserve empathy or at least the basic respect of somebody not taking your life away from you,
yeah.
even if they think you might taste good or something.
Why do you think I eat meat and say I'm
Because you were
compassionate towards
born
animals?
doing it, somebody
Yeah.
told you it's okay, and you continue doing it without questioning it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I guess also because I was raised in that environment.
But let me ask you this:
Yeah.
what's the difference between you and any person who was born during slavery times and continued propagating slavery?
I think there's very little difference.
It's very little difference.
Yeah.
So,
But I do think
So then,
it's,
if you were
um,
born during slavery times,
Yeah.
you would have been a person who would have just continued slavery.
If I was grown, I mean, if I grew up with all of that, I'm sure I would. And not in, I don't condone
And is that
slavery
the
at
person
all.
who you want to be?
It's not a person I want to be, and that's mainly because now, in retrospect, I know how bad slavery is.
So
And I
so now that you acknowledge that this is bad and you acknowledge that all of this, why don't you want to, like, it feels like there's two sides of you. One side where you really, like, emotional speaking, where you're like afraid to give it up, afraid to give up animal products.
Yes.
And this other side where you're like, kind of cognitively aware, but you also don't want to give too much energy to that side, because if you give too much energy to that side, you might need to give up meat. So this fear of giving up meat is holding you back from actually finding out
No,
what your
I-
values are, or actually being true to your values.
Maybe my values are not as true, because I really don't think about giving up animal products.
Okay, here's one more hypothetical, and I'll let you go.
Yes.
So if
No, it's okay, don't
if cows, chickens, and pigs all take a virus,
Yeah.
and we all know it's possible because we keep them in confined places. They're all the same breed and everything. So if they get a virus, that ravages through all of them and kills them all, and farmers can no longer, exploit and slaughter these animals, and they start doing it to cats and dogs. You can always adopt a plant-based diet. Would you adopt a plant-based diet, or would you pay for cats and dogs to be in this position?
I guess since they're forcing change on me, I wouldn't mind moving to a plant-based diet.
Yeah.
But don't go spreading any viruses. That's not fair.
No, I wouldn't do that, of course. But like, you see the whole perspective. This just showcases that it is just something you were taught of, and this just showcases
No, it's
because
true.
if you think about it, is there really any difference between a cat and a dog if you put them in a slaughterhouse versus a cow or a chicken or a pig? They all feel the same way. They all feel their life being taken away from them, a knife to the throat, fear going in, smelling the blood, all of it, and they all feel everything else that's being done to them equally, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, let me just give you a card. Okay? Well, not a card, because I'll give you a flyer, because I don't have any more cards left. But here you go.
How many people? Oh, you got quite a few people watching.
Yeah, I got quite a few people watching.
What was
Thank
your
you so
name
much.
again?
I'm Chip.
From Chip. Is that your actual name?
Yeah, it's Ciprian, my actual name, but people
From
call me
Hungary, you
Chip.
said.
From Romania.
I confused
Yeah.
the two.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
thank
okay.
you.
My YouTube channel is That Chip Guy. You don't have it written there, but
That Chip guy. I think I
Yeah.
remember that. Thank you.
cheers.
Mulțumesc.
Have a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Hey Renee, thank you so much. Renee again, because many don't get this, I am morally against unaliving, so I won't just do it out of laziness or for personal benefit. But in self-defense, I will still do it. Veganism is about morals, not actions. Vegans will try to do the best practices possible. 100%, well put, Renee. Most people actually have vegan values, they just don't act at all like it. Yeah, but you see what happens, Renee, on this person. Let me just read all of it and then I'll say what I meant. My God, Renee, thank you so much for the donations. They are actively upholding these morals, but rather deny them out of comfort and or incompetence. 100% right. Hey Skirmish, nice to see you here. You're 100% right. 100% right. You see, this person eventually. First of all, I appreciated that he was open to it. He did try to be devil's advocate. Ciprian is my name. Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. I don't know. A lot of people don't really. It's very common in Romania. And I all the times I had issues telling people my name. I don't know, whatever. But you see, this person right here was, I mean, he was open, which I appreciated, but he also acknowledged that what he's doing is essentially, in order for him to not be a hypocrite or for him to not to live up to his values, he's like kind of changing his values. So I think we get a lot of people. Ciprian sounds nice. Chip kind of more fun. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to spell Ciprian though. I've gone through the Netherlands a lot and nobody could spell my name. It's just, a lot of people have this issue. They have this fear of giving out this product, and that just makes them justify a lot of nonsense. Great work. Thank you so much, Magnus. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. This was a good conversation. Can you flex those muscles right quick? Pretty good, huh? I trained the arms yesterday. Big muscles. My arms grow like insane if I train them. Veganism pushed me more to consume more meat, says Sakib. Sakib, is it the existence of veganism or what? You forgot my first donation. I got a follow-up message. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm sorry. I didn't, I only saw these ones. You're right. I'm sorry. Let me look all of them. My God, Renee. Thank you so much, Renee, again. Let's go vegan, everyone. Animals are sentient beings just like human great apes or dogs and cats, 100%. Respecting them means treating them in a non-abusive way and not as a means to your ends. 100%, very well put, Renee. That is the truth behind it. It's not really that difficult, and I think like this guy got it. He just, as he said, he played devil's advocate. And that's okay, you know, like devil's advocate is good for people watching because he did make a lot of arguments that most people bring up. And everybody, if you're enjoying these conversations, remember to subscribe. We do this, well, 3-4 times a week. Yeah. He got it 100%. Yeah, I also thought he got it. We need to follow the golden rule. That's a good point. We need to follow the golden rule. Golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. Simple as that. Or do not do to others what you wouldn't want somebody to do to you. Eat oats, not goats. Freaking love it. A lot of cool people in this chat. What else did you say, Renee? Now I need to donate another blue bubble, and then we got really loud vegan colors. Renee, you don't need to donate anything. Thank you for your activism, Chip, says Martin. Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you so much, everybody, for the support. I appreciate you. It definitely energizes me to do more. But either way, I'm going to do activism, regardless if you guys support me or not. You want to try a social experiment?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yes. Hello. We're in Amsterdam on this beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day now. What's your name?
Stephanie, nice to meet you.
Stephanie, I love your energy, Stephanie. I'm Chip. What's your
Paula.
name? Paula. What's your name?
Finn.
Finn, nice to meet you, Finn.
And
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Brazil.
From Brazil? All of you?
Poland.
I'm from the United States.
United States, Poland, and Brazil. Love it. Like an international crowd over here. Like, are you guys studying here? What's it?
Yes. Economics.
Economics. Okay.
And
love it.
business.
Yeah, and business. Okay. Oh, wow. This might be a conversation for you guys, economics and business. Because I'm here to speak about values. So, and specifically about values regarding animals. Because I'm an animal rights activist. Do you guys think animals should have rights?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you think they should have the right to body autonomy, which seems like a basic right? That means to decide for their own body.
What
think-
kind of animal are we talking about?
All of
Does
them.
it matter?
I think it does matter. Are we talking about mammals, reptiles, like insects? I think that does make
Yeah,
a
I
big difference
agree.
too.
Some of them I can think better than others.
Like honestly, I think mosquitoes are useless. Like I will rather like to kill a mosquito than
They're
have
not
it.
useless, but they're annoying for sure. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel?
Yeah, I think I eat meat, right? I'll just put that out there immediately,
Yeah.
right? And I agree that they should have a certain amount of rights, especially when it comes to the meat industry, where it's definitely they have less rights than they should.
But not enough of a right that we don't take their life.
No.
No. Do you think somebody should be allowed to take one of your lives away?
No, I was vegetarian for 4 years for exactly this reason, because I believe that I just didn't like what was happening to animals, and that like we could just decide that, oh, we just want to kill this animal because we want to eat meat.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, ultimately I started eating meat again because
I think it's also a person.
It was
to
just
person.
good.
Yeah, it's a person-to-person based thing. Like certain people have different nutritional needs, right? Like I'm quite skinny. I need the protein, right? And I know there's alternative ways of getting protein, but I'm also a student, so I'm not going to pay a large amount of money to get
But if
that.
it were cheaper, as it is here in the Netherlands, you would buy the cheaper option.
In terms of protein,
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. So it's not about price. Okay. Thank you. You?
Well, I'm from Brazil. We eat a lot of meat there. I grew up from
Everywhere.
a family that comes from meat eaters. So I would say that I eat meat in every meal, but I do think of the animals as well. I just don't think enough that I would act upon it.
Okay. Okay. So let's find some common ground over here. Would it be okay to exploit and kill an animal to wear their skin?
no.
Exploit and kill in what way? As in you're killing them.
As in
like
bringing
many
them into
fashion brands
existence?
just
Okay,
use-
Kill
okay. Many
them
many
just so
fashion
that you can
brands.
wear their skin.
No, I disagree with that.
So that would be wrong.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
is that wrong?
Because you're wasting the rest of an animal. Or it
Because
could
there's
be-
Oh no,
so
you're not
many-
wasting the rest of it. You're using it for something. Doesn't
Oh.
matter what.
Then
Fuel.
But in that sense, you're just using it for like your fashion taste. It's not
Yeah.
actually for your actual physical need of eating.
So it's because
food
it's
and
not
getting,
a need.
I mean, for
Because
some
you do
people,
need
it's,
to wear clothes, right?
for some people it might be a need, but they have.
So is it is it needed to wear their skin?
I think
No,
for-
it's not.
No. But we have other alternatives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also a thing of preference. Like, I don't agree with the people that prefer to wear those. But on the other hand, I do agree with the people that prefer meat over vegetarian meat because I've tried both and they taste differently.
Just to be clear, I'm not asking whether it is a preference or not. I'm aware of the status of the world. I'm asking whether it should be a preference or not. Whether it would be right or wrong for somebody to kill an animal strictly to wear their skin.
Depends on the point of view of the person. Like, I can say it's wrong because I'm talking to you.
No, but from your perspective, when you're judging what this person is doing, right? Because obviously a rapist who might think that them raping is not wrong, that does not mean that the rape that they're doing is right? Just because they think what they're doing is right does not make it right. So I'm asking you, from your perspective, when you're judging this action, somebody killing an innocent animal to wear their skin, even though they could go and buy any other form of clothes, is that right or is that wrong?
For me, it's wrong.
For you, it's wrong.
Again, for me it depends, right? So can I ask you a question?
One
Do you
second,
think-
let me just go
Okay.
through this, okay, and then you can ask me. So, what do you think? You said it's wrong. You say?
I'm saying if you're using the rest of the animal for anything else and
Like
it's not
biofuel.
going to waste, biofuel, meat, food, then it's more acceptable.
Okay. What about you?
Well, I agree with Finn because in the end of the day, like, you are making it multiple uses, and then if the skin is gonna go to waste either way, and if it has an industry for it, humans try to capitalize on everything nowadays.
So let me put it this way. If I take a dog, I bring a dog into existence, and then I kill them at the 1 year old when they can no longer grow, and then I use their body as a punching bag. I am using their whole body. It's obviously a good punching bag to use their body. Am I doing something right or am I doing something wrong? It's a different example.
I think there's a very thin line of ethics here, and I think this one crosses the line.
Why?
And it's just because then you're physically always seeing the body. You did it for, like, this is not the right purpose. to
This is
use
kind
it.
of just
And-
using it for fun as well.
Who are you
Yeah.
to judge my body? I need to exercise. Don't we all need to exercise?
Yeah, but there's I see where you're going with this. I was
I
gonna
need
say.
to exercise.
But okay, you're talking that there's always an alternative to using meat. Like for example, you can use
Always.
a punching bag. Okay,
Yeah.
but then if you use
You guys are smart. I love it.
no, because like also my problem when I was vegetarian, I did like the taste of meat. So that's like I didn't just start being vegetarian because I didn't like the taste of meat. Because there's always also people like that. For me, it was the ethical reasons behind this. But the problem, so I did like to eat the vegan alternatives of meat. But the problem with that is that they're also much more unhealthy. They're, I think so. Yes.
I would
If you
say
look,
I'm actually a nutritionist myself. They're not unhealthy. We have studies. Meat, more than 300 grams of white meat causes gastrointestinal cancer. It's
Okay.
correlated to all-cause mortality. And red meat, is we already know it's type 2B carcinogenic.
okay,
So
yes,
actually,
but
I have
if
a
you look at the
statistic
list
too,
of
matter of fact.
ingredients in those like meat alternatives, it's like so many different unnecessary ingredients.
How would you
And-
know if they're unnecessary, and how would you know if any of those ingredients are healthy or not?
I mean,
I don't think they provide the same nutritional benefits that meat do.
Maybe not, because some of them are also about shelf life, but meat also has a lot of ingredients that you yourself probably don't even read. I'm assuming you do eat like ham or this kind of stuff, and ham is actually highly carcinogenic. There's an ingredient there, you can just check yourself. It's called E500 or E501, and it's just a nitrate, and nitrates are very bad for your body. They're literally, every time you eat them, they increase your chances of colon cancer. They're highly correlated with colon cancer.
I think one of the largest pork eating countries in the world is China, and they have an average life expectancy that surpasses that of the US and multiple other countries. I believe it's around 80 years old for an average life expectancy. So, I mean, it can't
Did
be...
you know that during summer, the ice cream sales?
Drowning. I know the statistic.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
drowning
fair
by
enough.
sharks.
Yeah, I understand,
Okay, yeah,
I
but
understand the
that's-
statistic,
The
but to say that
correlation
meat...
does not cause
Yeah.
causation.
I know, but to say meat purely causes all these concerns where it decreases average life expectancy and so much more.
It goes both ways.
where-
Well, listen,
yeah.
we have empirical evidence. Just to nip this in the bud, we have empirical evidence that we can be healthy on a plant-based diet. We can be at
Yeah, of
least just
course.
as
Yeah,
healthy.
we never
Yeah.
doubted that.
Okay,
We
so,
I would
believe-
say it is
we
more
so if we can be
difficult,
just at least just as healthy, what exactly do you find difficult out of it? Like-
also convenience of it. If
Yeah.
you're not eating meat, if you go to a restaurant or even just to a shop, like I would say mostly eating out, then you're so limited. Like you can, I don't know,
Here in
grab it.
Amsterdam, not really.
Still,
I
I
would
think,
disagree.
yeah, like that's
talking
also
about?
one of the
It's so
reasons that I
easy to be
came.
vegan here in
We're
Amsterdam.
students in the end of the day.
Yeah,
Our
and
budgets are limited,
It's
and we
cheaper.
I never saw that to be cheaper.
Meat in the supermarket, I actually looked
It's
it up a
expensive now.
week
Yeah,
ago.
are you gonna change
It's
someone's
more
mind
expensive
that grew
than
up with meat
plant-based
all
meat.
around? Like,
But that's
I
not
like
the point that I'm
taste of
trying to
meat.
make, because I'm not asking how am I going to change the minds of the people who still rape women. I probably can't. That doesn't mean I myself will be part of it, right? I can't change the mind of every single person when they're doing an injustice.
And what's
I'm
your
just
goal here today?
My goal here is to try to change the minds of people who are open to the idea that they don't want to be part of an injustice, who understand the fact that just because everybody commits an injustice does not mean that they themselves should also do it. And I would ask, do you think that, because you said convenience, maybe price, taste, are any of these, or tradition, are any of these a justifier for continuing an injustice?
I don't think tradition's ever a way to justify any sort
Yeah.
of injustice. But I'm not eating meat for tradition at the end of the day.
I mean, it seems like you kind of are because you grew up doing it, right? Like, it's not necessarily that, because I'm assuming if, hypothetically speaking, all the animals in the supermarket would die out and you would only have cats and dogs who are being farmed and killed for meat or dairy products, would you be paying for those?
Cats and dogs?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You would still be paying for cats and
I think
dogs.
If it
that
was
the
normalized?
actual...
No,
I think,
no.
okay.
It becomes normalized, right? Like the virus just takes over and kills all the other animals. And farmers, in order to continue making money, they start killing cats and dogs or farming cats and dogs. They're doing the same practices. They forcefully inseminate them. They take away their babies. They kill them. All this for their milk and for their meat.
I agree regulation should be stronger, but I don't think...
That's not the point. Would you
Okay.
pay for animal products, knowing that those animals are cats and dogs? Then that they are exploited and killed for you?
I would exploit it
You
and
could always
kill it
choose
is
a
no.
plant-based product, of course.
Right, but there's also grass-fed beef, grass-fed... there's alternatives to meat that aren't necessarily
Sure. If
exploitation
they're fed
of the
grass,
animals.
does not mean that
I
they're
know.
still not
It's
exploited and
misleading.
killed.
It's misleading.
But like, I'm just curious. Like, if it were cats and dogs, would you pay for them? You said you would, right? You would have no problem paying for
I would
cats
pay.
and dogs.
I would
Yeah,
pay.
even if you could adopt a plant-based diet, you could buy it.
I would try first.
You would try a plant-based
I would
diet.
try a plant-first diet. I want to see how I make it, how far I can make it, also in the financial sense. If I really like it, if I feel that my body is getting all the nutrition that it needs. I wouldn't say that I'm
How
a
do
picky.
you feel that your body gets all the nutrition that it needs?
I eat a lot of chicken.
So how do you feel that the nutrition is
I feel more awake. I feel more energized. I feel like I have more strength at the gym.
Chicken doesn't have vitamin C. How does your body tell you
I
that?
take vitamin C.
You take
every
vitamin
day,
C.
yeah.
Okay. So it's not that you feel it, right? You cognitively know whether you get your nutrition or
When
not.
when I'm traveling and I don't have my vitamins or I'm not able to feel chicken, I do feel the difference.
You
That's what
feel
I'm
the
saying.
difference. Okay.
I also think that when I started eating meat again, I did feel a change. I think for me it was a little bit more.
How long after you started eating meat?
I think like full effect, like 3 months around. I did feel more energized, and I did feel like, to be fair, when I had the plant-based diet, I did not I didn't check my vitamins or anything. So
Did you eat enough? Because that's mostly
no,
the issue.
I think I did. I also ate quite healthy, but I did feel like better after I started eating meat, and that's it. It
More
wasn't-
energized.
Yes, it wasn't like a
Where does
huge
energy come
change.
from?
Like carbohydrates, fats.
Well, not necessarily, right? It's a measurement of calories, right? So you probably just didn't get enough calories. It's actually very common on people who adopt a plant-based diet to feel bad because they don't eat enough calories. Because that's what you feel. You feel lethargic when you don't eat enough. You feel if you eat really badly, not really badly by not healthy, but like not enough, you start getting headaches. You start getting all these issues. But yet again, we can go down this route of what happened. And we can discuss this all day long, but at the end of the day, we have empirical evidence showing that we can be healthy on a plant-based diet. We know that it's cheaper to be on a plant-based diet also. We also have evidence for that, like empirical evidence that it is cheaper. You can just go into a supermarket and see that it is cheaper. So then, what is the motivation for continuing the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of innocent animals? Because like if we lived let me just put it this way, which I've started putting it for some people. If we lived in a society where we ate short women, being a feminist would imply a dietary change, because respecting their rights would imply obviously not killing them if you don't need to. So it would be the same as being vegan when I'm saying it's about their rights. It's not about what you put in your mouth. You can find different things to put through your mouth hole and get nutrition from them.
Where do you think the root of the problem comes from? Education? Like, where
Well,
does
it's
it come
obviously,
from?
first of all, you guys grew up in this thing. You never questioned it, and now that I'm trying to make you question it,
Vegetarian.
I guess you have a fear of missing out of these products or something, and it just makes you wanna, come up with excuses to continue doing it. But there's also a huge incentive from animal agriculture. They get financial benefits from the government. They get a lot of money from you. And all those money, part of that money, they use to keep you in the dark. They used to make regulations so that we as activists cannot show you what's going on this farm, so that we cannot show you what's going on in slaughterhouses, so that if a farm is mistreating an animal, even when you think there should be regulations, if somebody's violating those regulations, we the activists step in and say, let's rescue this animal, let's do it. Or if we do that, we go to jail. So all of this is because you pay them so that they can do all of this, so they can create a society where they can do whatever they want to animals, and you just get some products that, by the way, are not that good for you health-wise, especially if you eat them on daily or stuff. So nobody wins from this. Slaughterhouse workers have PTSD. Nobody wins in this scenario except for them. And you also guys don't win from it, because like you're economic people, right? You know the fact that if we spend a large money of our subsidies subsidizing products that actually cost us more to make, because they do cost more to make, not just by the animals but also by the environmental impact that they have, then we end up in a really bad situation, right? Because you're subsidizing a product that makes your country worse. So I don't see why.
But it ties back into regulation, right? So ideally you'd like regulation to change, and that happens through people changing.
Yeah.
Is that your flow of logic?
But
Yeah.
I agree that the regulation should be changed. I'm with you on that one.
The regulation should change that no animals are exploited and killed. I don't care if an animal is given a big cage. I don't think the problem is if the animal has a small cage or a large cage. I think the problem is that the fact that the animal is in a cage to begin with. I think the problem is seeing the animal as an object that you can just take from. Like, I don't see what exactly is the difference between us and them that would justify the difference in view.
I agree, and especially if you watch any type of documentary showing like the reality behind the meat industry,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people they're not aware of how actually disgusting and what we're doing to those animals is, how horrible it is. So one point is like getting people to know about this, increasing awareness. But at the end of the day, at least for me, it comes down to convenience. If I'm like busy, I don't really have that much time. It's much easier to get all the nutritional values that you need from meat rather than kind of having to actively think.
That's also not true. Because, and I can prove to you, because you live in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, it's actually very easy, because instead of going to the supermarket and buying meat, as you say, you just go a different aisle and buy plant-based meat, which, by the way, has been fortified with iron and B12. So essentially, there's nothing in meat that you can get.
in
I think
those
is
types-
plant-based meat not more expensive per kilo?
No, it's actually way cheaper.
Depends
It's-
if you go to a butcher or not. If you go to a butcher, chicken
even
is
so,
substantially
especially
cheaper
so.
than
So there's one
plant-based.
more thing here in Albert Heijn. Every single week, there's a 50% discount on every brand of plant-based meat. So if you actually take advantage of that, you get it even cheaper. But even without the discount, it is still cheaper. Like I actually bought a plant-based steak, and I compared it to a steak that you can buy from animals. Way cheaper.
Okay, I think we have to go because.
But we did learn a lot today. Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
sounds to me like, do you guys want to? What do you guys want to be? Because going forward, you can only have one of the two labels. You can either be an individual who respects animals' rights and go vegan, or you can be an individual who abuses, exploits, or
think-
I think
supports the
that's
abuse and
very-
exploitation of animals.
If you put it in black and white, no one's ever.
Yeah, and I don't think
Yeah.
anything is
Sure.
ever black and white. I
So,
think
I don't
is there in
think-
the middle ground between being a feminist and not being a feminist?
No, but there's a middle ground in between being.
So, is there a middle ground between respecting animal rights or not respecting their
Is
rights?
there a middle ground between being a racist and being an activist for those who have people of color, etc.? Of course there is.
There is a middle ground. There's no middle ground between being a racist or not being a racist. It's pretty simple. You either discriminate based on race or not. There's no middle ground between being a feminist or not being a feminist. You either think women should have rights or not. There's no middle ground between being a vegan or not, because you either think animals should have rights or not.
about
And I think
You don't
that's
just
why-
to pick and choose. Well,
Yeah,
cows
vegetarians
are
middle ground?
forcefully inseminated. No, because cows are forcefully. In fact, vegetarians are probably the worst, because cows are forcefully inseminated. You know, in order to produce babies so that they can produce milk. When the babies are
Yeah.
born, we separate them from their mothers. We kill them if they're born male, and if they're female, we repeatedly impregnate them.
But are you saying that it's better to eat meat than be vegetarian?
I'm not saying one is. I'm saying both are bad. It's like asking me, is it better to beat your wife with a wooden pipe or with a lead
no,
pipe?
no,
They're
that's
both
such a
very
stretch. You
bad.
need to be
Yeah,
a
I
little
agree.
careful with the analogies that you use.
Yeah, I
They're
What's the
not
difference?
accurate.
Because
Misleading.
wait a minute. Am I not saying about you doing an action that has a victim, which is unjust towards that victim? What's the difference between beating somebody just because you want to beat them up because you get a kick out of it, and you paying somebody to cut the throat of somebody else because you get a kick out of it? Is there no difference between them?
Is there a difference between me killing Paula right here or kicking her?
Between what?
Me kicking her, like if I were to just kick her, and me killing her? Of course.
But that's not the
I'm
answer.
I'm
That's-
abusing her in both instances. So I'm an abuser or I'm not an abuser. In both cases, I'm an abuser, right?
In both
Because I'm
cases,
kicking
you're
her
an abuser,
or
yeah.
I'm killing her,
Yeah.
right? But of course, there's a scale to that. You can't just label it as black and
Yeah.
white and sort of say, it is what it is. You
Yeah.
either are.
But for any animal product you buy, an animal was exploited, abused, and slaughtered. There's no scale behind it.
No, what if
course there is.
they were
Eggs?
green? Like there's a lot of eggs that they just run around usually normally.
Who
I buy the green
produces
eggs.
Who produces eggs?
The chickens, but
The females,
yeah,
right?
But if you,
yes, but
Well, what happened to the males?
that's the reason I buy green.
What happened to the males?
Chicken.
What happened to the males? Because if the
We eat the
females produce
males.
chickens, okay, so we kill them.
Okay, we have to
I
go.
agree.
We have-
Regulation
we really
isn't
need
right.
to go, but
Yeah.
like we did learn a lot.
Let me give you guys some flyers, okay? Give me a second.
Thank you.
Not
Are you
the
Dutch?
animal abusers. No, I'm not Dutch, but well, I am Dutch theoretically,
Where are you
but
from?
I'm from Romania originally,
Romania.
but I live here. Yeah.
We were just in Romania.
You were just in Romania, where?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a very student city, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was
Thank
nice
you for
meeting
having
you.
this conversation
I
with me.
hope-
Come on,
Thank
you're
you.
young.
You're gonna
Don't
achieve
be
something.
don't be close-minded towards opportunities. And ask yourself, during slavery times, would you have been just one person who would supported slavery because everybody else did it? Now it's about animal slavery. Let's not support it just because everybody else does it.
And
Okay?
what's the name of your channel?
It's that chip guy. You don't have it written anywhere. I normally have cards, but I'm out of cards today.
That
Okay.
chip guy.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope you reach your audience.
Okay, thank
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Have a good one. Cheers. Yeah. That's what can we do? Not everybody's open-minded, huh? It's a pity when people who are hey Alexandra, lovely to see you here. It's a pity that people who are
So what are you trying to
Students.
talk about?
I'm just asking people some questions, getting them to think a bit. You want to try it?
Yeah,
Are
absolutely.
you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, no worries.
Give me 1 second.
I'm sorry, your name?
You want to come here so that you
absolutely.
What's your name?
My name is Zach.
Zach, I'm Chip. Nice to meet
Pleasure,
you.
Chip.
Where are you from, Zach?
So I'm originally from Egypt, born and raised in Kuwait, but I live in Dubai. So
Okay.
I'm all over the place.
All over the place. Well,
Yeah.
I was born in Romania and I live here, so
Okay, cool.
at least I'm only from 2 places.
Yeah,
but my
that's all
sister lives in US, so there you go.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
have
we're an
some
international,
international group
Yeah,
over here.
absolutely.
So Zach, I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
I fight for animals. Do you think animals deserve rights?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Do you think that we should decide whether animals should have rights? Wait a minute, before. What rights do you think animals should deserve? Do you think they should have the right to body autonomy?
Body autonomy.
That means to decide for their own body.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Should you have the right to body autonomy?
I think so, yeah.
So what's the difference between you and them that justifies you having them but them not?
I don't know. It's a tricky question. Maybe the conscious side of things that.
They're conscious also.
Okay. That's true.
So should they have body autonomy?
Like, should I ask a cow if we should chop its head off or not? Is that the question?
No, my question is, should they have body autonomy?
Yeah.
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 Okay. And do you think that when we farm them, as you said, just cows, do you think we're respecting their body autonomy?
Yes and no, because there's a need. I think there's a need for us as a human race, and it's part of the evolution of us as a human race to I guess feed. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but and it's.
Do you
part
think we
of
need
our-
to consume animal products?
See, I was vegan. I was vegan for like.
What does it mean
5
to be
years.
vegan before you
5
say?
years. I'm sorry.
What does it mean to be vegan?
So I was only plant-based.
Oh, you're
Nothing-
plant-based,
Yeah,
not vegan.
100% plant-based.
Okay, so not vegan.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's the difference?
Oh, the difference is that vegan is about animal rights.
Oh no. Okay. So it was. No, I'm 100% plant-based then.
Okay.
Yeah. Then, but I looked at it from a physical perspective on the benefits of it, not because of a human or like an animal rights perspective. And then I switched to 100% carnivore for 2 years on now. I go back and forth every once in a while, but like I cheat, as they say. But yeah, so I've been on both sides of the spectrum, but only from a physical perspective, right? From a health perspective, yep. Should I be plant-based? It is
Only
good
from
for
your
me.
perspective, you've thought about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to put it more. Yeah. So.
So if eating humans would be considerably more efficient and
From a
better
pro-
for your health.
From a protein perspective,
Yeah.
right.
Would you start eating humans?
No.
Why not?
Different animal, I guess, if I can say that. But
Yeah. So why not?
illegal would be one.
Oh, I can help you with that. So if it wouldn't be illegal, would you still be
No,
okay?
I still wouldn't do it.
Why not?
Because also there's a spiritual and there's the religious side to it as well on what I can and what I can't eat. Right. So
What religion do you have?
I'm a Muslim.
You're a Muslim.
Yeah.
So what is your religion for, like forcing you to eat animals?
No, not forcing me. No, I was like I said, I was plant-based for a very long time.
Yeah.
But it would deny me from eating certain things like pork, obviously humans, like red-blooded animals.
So what's the difference between eating animal products and not eating animal products when it comes to nutrition? Because we have empirical evidence showing that you can be just as healthy on both.
So I can tell you by experience, right? So I was plant-based for 4 years now. I'm 100% carnivore for 3 years going.
Did you do any form of nutrition counting, like
Yeah.
calorie counting and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
How
absolutely.
much protein were you getting per day?
On plant-based,
Yeah.
I can hit 190 to 200 grams of protein.
190.
190 to 200 grams of protein.
Okay.
Right. Obviously, I had to do it through a lot of legumes, a lot of soy, stuff like that, which is a bit tough on your stomach, bloating, and so on. Now it's a lot easier to do it on carnivore, right? Because it's all you eat is protein and fat. So
How much protein do you get now?
now, it's about 250 to 300, because
Okay.
all I eat is protein, right?
Yeah.
All I eat is protein and fat.
How much protein do you think you need?
For muscle building versus if you're gonna just do it just to maintain your current muscle mass, right?
Yeah.
Based on my weight, I need above 250 to build. I need
What's
around
your
200.
weight?
I'm about 90 kg
90 kg,
Yeah.
so you need 180 at the best.
to maintain.
No. It's 1.8 times your body times kilograms. I just multiplied it by 2.
Yeah, to maintain.
Not to maintain, to build muscle. Because, so you would need that, okay, let's say to maintain,
Yeah.
but if you just increase your caloric intake, you will build.
Yeah, of
Doesn't
course.
really matter, right?
Of course.
So, because you can definitely build muscle on a plant-based diet, you can definitely be healthy on a plant-based
Yeah,
diet.
yeah, absolutely. I know. I was
So
there.
what
I was
morally
there
justifies the exploitation and killing of innocent animals?
for me, I never looked at it from that perspective, to be completely honest.
Do you
I
think
never-
you should?
I think it's worth it. It's definitely something to think about. But I'm being transparent as well, would I change my diet based on it? I don't think so.
So is there anything that would convince you or would make you change your habit, even like, is there anything that would make you change your habit of being on a carnivore diet?
Physically, if I feel that it's not doing me well, if I feel
That's
like,
it.
yeah.
So if you find out that humans are killed for your food, it wouldn't matter
No,
to
of
you. You would
course it
still
would.
pay.
Of course it would. But that's a completely different angle. I'm talking
Oh,
about.
so there
from-
are things that would convince
Yeah,
you.
of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so humans being killed would make you stop, right?
Eating humans or human
No,
beings
not eating
killed
them.
for my food?
Specifically, humans being killed for your food.
Of course,
Okay. What about cats and dogs being killed? Would you stop?
100%.
Okay. So then, what's the difference between, because you definitely know that some animals are killed for your food. So what's the difference between cats and dogs and those animals?
That's a good question, but we don't breed dogs and cats for food, though.
Some people do, and we could always start. Doesn't matter that
No, we couldn't.
the fact that we do or do not, it's not the point. The point is, because I'm well aware about the status of the world. The question is it moral for that we're doing this? Because we could, right? We definitely have society in a certain, what do you call it, state right now where we use some animals and some don't. But we have power to use any animals we want.
That if we run out of cows, we'll
Yeah.
start eating cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
We have political power.
So that the power, the point of me asking you this question isn't about what's happening, but rather what you think should be happening. So what's the difference between these animals that justifies, us continuing this exploitation, or you continuing the support of that?
I think there's a social construct to it, right? That's just the way the entire world was brought up.
Yeah.
Yep, it's fine to eat cow, sheep, pork, chicken, ducks, right?
Yeah. So somebody told you that it's okay, and you never question it.
Yeah.
Well, don't
But
you
it's
think you
also-
should question it?
But it's also part of there's also a religious side of it that in most Abrahamic faiths, whether it's Islam, Christianity, or Judaism, at some point during our religious scriptures, they talk about,
You have a Superman thing here over here.
Yeah.
Right? You like Superman?
I love Superman.
He's a different species, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
If he clearly has power over every human being, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Would it be fair if he started choosing to kill humans based on, I don't know, their race?
No.
No.
But
What would be the difference between Superman choosing to kill humans based on their race, and us choosing to kill animals based on their species?
again, there's a social construct, right?
Well, if Superman had a social construct that said it's okay to kill certain races, would that be okay?
No, and that was what happened in the last movie.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's definitely worth thinking about, that's for sure.
Right, because it's not like, I feel, obviously I'm aware that most cultures in this world, we exploit and slaughter the same animals because, we created a procedure out of it.
Yeah.
It's more efficient to do it this way. But to those animals, like, really, we shouldn't be considering them at all? Like, should we just be seeing them as objects and be efficient?
So what are
of
you
how
saying,
we
though?
kill them?
So what are you saying? We give them the choice?
Well, I'm saying, do you think we should even question whether they should have a choice or not? Do you think an animal can say, yes, kill me? Do you think an animal would want to say,
But-
yes, kill me?
But that's the whole point about what I said, is that it's also, there's a conscious side to it. So yeah, humans would say, no, don't kill me, right?
So would an
Cats-
animal. They're pretty clear when you force them into a slaughterhouse that they don't want to die.
Correct. That is a valid point as well. But I think that like you said, it's the social construct that's in place, what we were brought up, the entire world, not just us, generations of generations.
I understand
since
that's
Adam.
the situation that we're in, but
Right.
do you really want the situation to continue? Do you really want to continue supporting this?
I never said I'm supporting it, right? That's just...
Well, you don't. But I understand you say you don't
Yeah.
support it, but by you paying for it, it's a pretty good sign of support, right?
Understood. Worth thinking of.
Worth thinking.
100% worth thinking.
So how many more animals should be exploited and killed for you from now on?
That's not a very nice question to ask.
Well, it's
Because
not a
it's
very
not-
nice thing to do to animals, is it?
I'm
I'm just asking you from their perspective, man. Like,
From their perspective.
from their perspective, because I understand that maybe you feel better on your diet or whatever you want to do, but really not considering the hundreds and thousands of animals that will die throughout your lifetime. And if you're religious, I mean, I don't know, far be it for me to judge your religion because I don't know
Understood.
enough about every religion, but
Understood.
personally, I was religious also, and what I got from it is that we should be good people and we should be fair, and that's what I got from religion. I'm no longer religious myself,
Understood.
and I think that that's the most valuable lesson, because if there ever is a God, I'm 100% sure that that God would be a fair one,
Yeah.
and I don't think a fair person would say, yeah, exploit and slaughter innocent animals because you want to, or because you like it, or because it's convenient, or because somebody taught you to do it. The minute you acknowledge that you have options, I think you have an obligation to stop.
Yeah, but I just before I let you go, if you look at all the religions, I know you said you're not following any of them now, but you were at some point a religious person. God at some point in every religion mentioned that not slaughter animals
Out
and
of
kill them
necessity,
right?
though.
I understood. Out of necessity makes it, if there is a God, like you said, at some point,
It
that
justifies
it means,
it.
yeah, right.
But
that's
when there's
fine.
no necessity, it's not really justified.
But if you also look at the lifespan of breeding, natural breeding of these animals, right? And just think of it from
Do
an
you know the
engineer-
lifespan of these
just
animals?
think of it from an engineering perspective. I'm an engineer. If you think on it from an engineering perspective and a number perspective, ratios, they couldn't have been put on this planet except for that. That's just
They
my
couldn't
point
have
of
been
view.
what?
Put on this planet except for that. Except for, I'll ask you a question. Should a lion ask a deer if it wants to be eaten or not?
Does a lion have a choice?
Do we have a choice? Yeah. What is the choice?
Plant-based.
Lions have deers and rabbits.
Sure.
Baboons have.
Do you think a lion? Do you think a
Baboons
lion?
have apples and they can still drop down and eat a cheetah or eat another animal, right?
Sure.
So it's not. It's.
Do you know the difference between moral agents and moral patients?
Then you go back to conscious, right?
No. Moral agents and moral patients is different. First of all, not all humans are moral patients also, but yet you think all humans deserve moral consideration. Not all humans are moral agents. So moral agents means they understand morality, what is right or wrong.
Okay.
There's several humans on this planet who don't
I know.
understand right from wrong.
But I would say 90% know what's right and wrong.
That
I'd
still
say.
doesn't matter, because it's not about whether a large percentage of them do or not. It's about saying what happens to the individuals who do not understand moral, like who are non-moral agents. Do we just exploit and kill them because we do to others?
No.
And cats and dogs also don't understand moral agency, and yet you think we shouldn't be exploiting and killing them.
See,
So
someone just put her hand on the camera with their phone for some reason. But anyways, I don't know.
doesn't
what she was
matter.
doing.
No, like you know, I feel like at the end of the day, you know, the difference is that we have options. And I'm not asking you to starve.
No, I
I'm not
know, I
asking
know.
you to be unhealthy.
I
I'm asking
understood.
you to respect their rights, because you have the option too. You know, and it's when you have the option too, I wouldn't say it's in any way fair or compassionate or in any other way to choose to take their life, knowing that you don't need to.
Understood. Got
See
it.
what I'm saying?
Definitely worth thinking.
Let me give you a
Yeah.
Oh, no worries, bud.
Sorry if I took too long. I gotta.
You didn't take too long. That's fine. Just you know, please be honest and please be
Oh, yeah,
nice, okay?
absolutely. Yeah,
We all deserve to live.
Oh,
okay?
absolutely. Always. That's
Have a
what I
good
was-
one.
Chip, thank you so much. Have a great
Have
day.
a good
huh?
one.
Thank you.
Was it
Zach?
Zach? Have a good one, Zach. I want to say Sean, but it was Zach. Guy seems thoughtful. Yeah, ish. I don't even know anymore. We try, you know. We try to have conversations with people. You can't change minds. You did great. Yeah. I don't know. You see, there's days when I'm being nicer, and there's days when I'm being more direct. I mean, you guys tell me what is more efficient. Feels like being nicer is a little bit more efficient, isn't it? Carnivore diet is insane. Yeah, I agree. Will Smith says the flesh of innocent sentient beings who were exploited and murdered for you is good for your health. Chip, you are different. Your activism has blossomed. Thank you, I guess. And reality is, I work a lot on my activism, even off camera. Pretty much 24/7. That's all I do. I work on myself and my activism. I work on having better ways to debate, better ways to de-escalate, better ways to get people to understand, and better ways for me to understand the position of people. Chippy Chip, what's your thoughts on the Rick and Morty human spaghetti episode? Oh, cherries. Oh, that's such a good episode, isn't it? And the sad reality is it's such a good satire for what's happening. It's such a good satire for animal agriculture. Casey says you're doing great. Thank you. It's in the reality, it's like
Jesus is my Lord and Savior.
Jesus was not alive, man. He's fake. I love doing street activism when people claim, yeah, so that episode was such a good episode. Like there's an episode of Rick and Morty, everybody, in case you don't know, there's an episode where I forgot the exact episode, where it starts off with them eating spaghetti, this delicious spaghetti that Rick keeps bringing it up, but then Rick tells them that, because they ask, how do you make this awesome spaghetti? And they say, well, he goes to a different dimension, as he always does. And in that dimension, if somebody is tortured and they kill themselves, then their body, all their internals turn into this amazingly tasted spaghetti. Hey, Tomas! See you, man. Another vegan activist over here. That their body turns into spaghetti. And I feel like it's such a good metaphor for what happens and how we're paying for in animal agriculture. Such a good episode. I highly urge everybody to watch it. Even the conclusion, I feel like it's exactly what most people draw from it, sadly, huh? Even the conclusion. Jitun Haru, are you GEE exam aspirant? I don't know what that is. You asked it 5 times, I see already. I don't know what that is. I think less confrontational will give better results because people don't get defensive. Torso rights? Yeah. People won't get defensive. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm pretty calm. I'm pretty... I'm here for speaking for them, so... You say you're sorry for saying Jesus is fake. You have now until the time you have of your deathbed. No, brother. I don't believe in magic. I'm pretty clear about it. But you can believe in magic if you want. Just please don't use your belief in magic to justify oppression. That's all I ask of you, okay? Believe in magic if you want. But the minute you start using your magical beliefs to justify oppression is the minute I start having a problem with your beliefs, okay? So just, please, for the love of God. Oh, somebody said plants get killed too. Yeah. Yeah, plants get killed indeed in the production of animal products. A lot of plants get killed in the production of animal products. You're right. Considerably more than in the production of plant-based products. You're right. Thank you for highlighting that, the fact that indeed a lot more plants get killed in animal agriculture. Thank you for that. You're right. Chip is a Marxist. So funny. You don't even know my political position, but you're some I'm a Marxist. It's so funny. Look at this, everyone. Every tourist goes on this track where it says there's 2 signs in the front of it. You see the signs here and here? Those are the 2 signs, here and here. And it says do not enter, right? There's a red and the tourist and the person. You're not supposed to walk on there because that's a bike lane. And it's also one on the ground. I don't know if you can see it. There's also one here on the ground. It's so funny. And people still walk on it. I believe it's probably an issue with I think this is the type of, like, if you ask me, this is exactly some form of bad, bad urban planning, isn't it? Because you see a lot of people, they, like, even with all the signs, I already see like 5 signs, a lot of people don't see the signs well enough. So it's just bad urban planning. You need to do better. Somebody blocked me. That's fine, man. If you don't like me, you can block. Even the girls feel your weird aura. That's fine. I don't care if people find me weird. I don't care what you guys think about me. I'm here to speak on behalf of animal rights, on behalf of the animals. I'm here to speak for them. You guys will constantly talk about me instead of my message. So maybe for once, while looking at me, you will start judging the message that I'm trying to say. Maybe for once, if I flex like this, you'll be like, what's going on? What's this guy showing? Well, I'll tell you what I'm showing. This muscle right here, this muscle was built on a plant-based diet. This muscle right here was built on a plant-based diet. No animals were exploited in the build of this muscle. That's what I'm trying to say. And so many insecure men over here trying to tell me that I have small muscles. Ah, brother. It's so funny because I'm amongst the biggest in my gym. Like there's a guy who even takes steroids and who's like only marginally bigger than me. And you guys are calling me slow, which is so small, which is so funny. It's like, just speaks to your insecurity if you say that. Like imagine all of these, because that's the beauty, I think, like the fitness community, the beauty in the fitness community is this idea of supporting everybody. And even if somebody, let's say they would have less muscle or something, you don't just go like and tell them, oh, you look like shit. You encourage them, you know, go out there and do more. But these individuals who are so insecure about their own body, they're so insecure about themselves, they come in here and they start, instead of actually even questioning what I said, that this muscle was built on plants, they start saying that I'm small, that this muscle is small. Not the fact that this muscle was built on plants, but rather that it is small, as if the nutrition somehow came from a different source, this muscle would be bigger. It's so funny, man. It's so anti-scientific.
Instagram bunu gerektiriyor.
It's soy not boy. Natalie says go home. Natalie, I am at home. What do you mean? This is my home now. Hey, you want to have a conversation with me?
Sure.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yes.
What's your name? Oop.
Elisa.
Elisa. Where are you from?
Peru.
You want to come a little bit here? Yes. Peru. Love it.
Yes.
I'm Chip. I'm from Romania, but I live here in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So, Elisa, you said?
Yes.
Elisa, so I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
How do you feel about animals?
I love them.
Do you think they deserve rights?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you think animals should have the right to body autonomy? That means to decide for their own body?
I think there's like a slightly difficult line there because they don't have the ability to communicate the autonomy they have, but I don't think people should be cruel to them.
But if you see an animal, like let's say a pigeon over here, do you think this pigeon, we should leave them alone, or do you think we should grab them and do whatever we want to them
No,
because
leave
we
them
have the
alone.
power to them?
No, leave them alone.
Leave them alone. Okay. Do you think we should impregnate the pigeon
No.
and get more pigeons out of them? No. Okay.
No.
But what if this pigeon? Well, I know pigeons don't give milk, but this pigeon. What if the pigeon gave milk? Would it be okay for me to impregnate them and so that the pigeon makes milk?
Not in a cruel way, no.
No. Okay. What if I did that to dogs? Would that be okay?
What if what?
Because dogs do make milk, right? Would it be okay for me to impregnate dogs so that they can produce milk? Then I take away the babies. Or maybe I kill some of them, and some I continuously impregnate just so that I can get
Not
milk.
in a cruel way, no.
What do you mean not in a cruel way?
I do believe and I do know that there are some brands, some companies that do them or do some kind of not only milk but other kind of products for human consumption in not a cruel way, like in a humanitarian and like kind of nicer. I don't know.
So what's a nice way for me to impregnate a dog?
No, I wouldn't say impregnate, but like get the milk.
But in order for them to produce milk, they have to be pregnant and have a baby. So what's the nice way for me to impregnate them?
Find an already pregnant dog. Find already.
Okay, but if they're not pregnant, I do not have the right to impregnate them.
You could you could let two animals that are different genders stay together, and they would do what comes naturally to them.
But I don't force them.
No.
None of that, right? So you're basically against animal agriculture, right?
I am, but in the same way, I don't have the culture or the knowledge enough to be able to feed myself or to know something different than what I already know. I have tried. I do try to avoid companies that I know are very not aware of what they're doing or not conscious of what they're doing.
I mean, all
But at
companies
the
know
same
what they're
time,
doing.
but at the same time, yeah, I understand. At the same time, there's like a very hard line on me on the way that I was brought up, that I don't know how to feed myself other than consuming animal products.
Okay. So what you're saying is that you're against what animal agriculture is doing, but you don't know how to not support it.
Yeah, out of necessity, yes.
Yeah. So do you think we need to consume animal products, first of all?
It depends.
It depends.
Yes.
On what?
On your, I mean, where I come from, vegan or vegetarian products are 2, 3, 4 times more expensive,
Pasta is more expensive.
but you don't get you don't get protein enough from just eating pasta
Is
and
tofu
rice
more
and-
expensive?
Yes.
Okay, because soy chunks are not.
Yeah, but we don't have
You have
soy
them.
production in where
We
I
have
come
soy
from.
chunks.
In Peru, but we don't do an industrialized production of soy. Like I have searched, I have tried to supplement, I have tried to change.
I'm sure you do soy in Peru also, but
Yeah, we must do, but we don't sell that, and they know that.
soy chunks you
being-
definitely have them, because I know for a fact, because I actually spoke to another person from Peru, and I proved to them that you have it. You can I just used ChatGPT and I found the products for Peru specifically, but yeah, you do have.
Yeah, economically, it's not the same.
No, they're much
Economically,
cheaper. You're right.
No, they're not. I
They're
mean,
like 4 times cheaper.
the brands are not
Non
well.
brands.
Where did you find them?
Oh, just like some Amazon-like website.
Yeah, we don't have Amazon.
Not Amazon. I said Amazon-like website.
Which website?
I have no clue. But if you have ChatGPT,
Yes,
you
I
can
have
just
ChatGPT.
Google how do you get soy chunks in Peru, and you can even find out what the price is.
Okay, soy chunks in Peru. Where I don't know. My ChatGPT is in Spanish. Where to
okay.
find soy chunks in Peru?
Well, let's just imagine hypothetically you were to find, you were to have the solution on how to adopt a plant-based diet within your budget, within your means. Would you continue supporting animal agriculture?
I know that it's hard to.
It's not.
I know that it's hard to change the minds of people and to change the way we've been brought up since the time of the Incas, that were like the community or the culture that was basically the one that started my country. We have consumed animal products. So,
Everywhere, yeah, it's the same.
yeah, so it's millennia in production, so it's very difficult. I don't believe we need to be 100% radical in what we do. I do believe we need
Should
to.
we be 100% radical in respecting women's rights?
Yes,
So why shouldn't we be 100% radical in respecting animals' rights?
we can speak with women. We know what we're.
But if we couldn't, we don't need to respect their rights.
It's hard. I don't say it can't be done. I don't say it's not a systematical change. I don't say.
But you didn't say that it's hard or not. You said you don't think we should be radical about respecting animals' rights.
I don't think maybe I expressed myself in the wrong way. I don't think we can do this change from one day to the next one.
Why not?
Because that's not how cultures are made. That's
Oh, not the whole culture. You yourself, why not?
No, myself, because I don't have the customs to develop a habit. You need to do it consistently.
So if I
And
give you a resource that would help you do this consistently, that would help you within your means, within your budget, within your area, how many more animals should be exploited and killed for you?
I don't believe that we can make change one day to the next one. I do believe that if we teach people, if we
But wait a
show
minute, why
the-
not? Like, let's imagine this. You have the resources required to adopt a plant-based diet, which would mean you can respect animals' rights.
I
And
am
then
not
you're
used to
saying
it.
at some point, in knowing that you can adopt a plant-based diet, knowing even that you would enjoy it, you would still choose to pay for animal exploitation and slaughter?
Have you heard of the fable of the crabs?
About what?
The crabs, the fable. It's a fable. It's a story that people tell about the crabs. The crabs wanted their children to start walking forwards. So they told their children to start walking forwards, like the crab babies. And when the children saw that their parents weren't walking forward, but they were continuing to walk sideways, they didn't understand why they had to do it. I'm not saying that's my case, but in my community, in the surrounding culture that I attend, or the people that I see, we don't have a lot of vegan. We don't have.
But that's not the question. You don't have people that are vegan or vegetarian, right?
I'm saying it's not easy for a culture like mine, where we have been consuming animal products.
How would you know? I just said I'll provide you with resources.
Yeah,
and you're already
I am one
started.
person. I live in a society
Yeah,
that
but
has-
how would you? Like, you are only responsible for your choices, you're not responsible for others' choices. If somebody else within your community chooses to rape a
I
woman,
live
you're not
with people.
responsible for it. You're responsible for what your choices are and what you're doing.
It's not
So how
easy.
how would you, according to your responsibility, choose to pay for an innocent animal to be exploited and killed for you when you don't need to?
Saying that I don't need to, it's hard because, like I said, I don't have access to enough protein. I don't have access.
Again, you would have that. I can give you resources for that.
Given to me right now, and I'll start the change tomorrow, today. But the thing is,
Okay.
in my country,
In your country also, yeah.
it's not that easy. You can buy a kilo of chicken for like $1.50, but a kilo of tofu is like $6-8.
I doubt that. Is a kilo of tofu more expensive than here, then you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Show me.
Yes. Tofu in Peru. $22 is around
For 500 grams.
Yeah, and I was saying a kilo. So 22 is around 20.
And that's just one of them, yeah.
Yeah, and they're all pretty much the same. This is like one. I can tell you another one.
And what is 22 pen? I don't know how much
22
it is.
is around entre 4, 22, over $7-8 for half a kilo of tofu.
Yeah, there must be another one. I doubt that tofu
Okay,
is that expensive.
I'll show you another supermarket that is cheaper. No, sorry, no,
Is anybody from Peru here? Can somebody tell us the prices of tofu in Peru?
Listen, this is supposedly cheaper. It's 24 pen. That's like entre 4, 6
But
dollars.
22 pen was more, and now you're saying 24 is less.
No, not less, more.
But
I'm
the other
saying-
one was 22.
Yeah, and that was supposedly the expensive. Like I said, it's not cheap to be vegetarian or vegan in my country.
So let's put it this way again. If you find a way to make it because I don't know how you're searching. I can't search for you. My phone is over there. It's very difficult for me to search. But if you find a way again to make it work within your budget,
Yeah.
within your lifestyle,
given
even there,
the-
would you still? Is there any reason why you would continue buying
If I
even
have
one
the
single
means,
more
no.
animal
If I have
product?
the means, no. I have the means, and I can like live on this. But like I said, the reason is that I don't have the means. I can't afford.
But that's what I'm about to provide you. The question is, yet
Yeah,
again,
if you can
even in
provide
that
it, I would be open
situation,
to it. Yes, of
so
course.
would you still continue supporting animal exploitation?
No.
No. So
But I
that would
don't
mean
have
no
the
more
means.
animal products at all.
No, I don't have the means. I usually have one day a week where I eat vegetarian. I work out a lot, so I still, and I can't eat beans or anything like that because it doesn't sit well with me. It's just, my stomach's shit. I can't eat beans, so I can't get product from beans. I eat dairy products. I eat a lot of fish, and I eat a lot of eggs because I work out and I like going to the gym. And I need
So would you
protein in my
stop
life.
exploiting animals if you had a means
Yes,
to
if
not
I
do
had
that?
the means, yes.
Okay. Okay. So I can't hold you accountable to what you do. Only you can. If you scan this QR code, there's a thing there called Challenge 22. You just have to subscribe to it. and they hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day, and they help you adopt a plant-based diet for free within your budget, within your means, and within your country. I'll give you the card so you have it.
Thank you.
But I just urge you to be honest with yourself, because I understand you don't see the suffering or the exploitation that these animals endure, but I'm sure that if you only suffered 1% of what they would, you would want somebody to stop supporting it, right?
Yeah.
Like, say, would you want somebody to impregnate you? No, you wouldn't want that. Would you want somebody to, even if you get pregnant, let's say, with your chosen partner, which that never happens in animal agriculture, would you be okay with somebody took away your babies? No. Would you be okay if they killed your babies? No. Okay. Well, all that is prevalent for milk specifically. So if you're not okay with somebody doing it to you, you shouldn't pay for somebody to do it to somebody else, right? It's as easy as that. Are you going to promise me to try Challenge 22 then?
Does it have a cost?
No, it's free.
I can try it.
Yeah. Okay. So how many more animals from now on should be exploited and killed for you?
I can give you a number, but I'm going to try to lower the number.
Do you want it to be 0 or more than 0?
I would want it to be 0 eventually, yes.
That would mean vegan from now on.
Eventually. I don't
Why
know.
eventually? What's the moral justification for continuing the exploitation?
It's not moral, it's societal, it's cultural, it's...
Everything you do is moral or immoral. It's not about, I understand your choice is that you're not thinking about the morality of it when you're making
Yes,
this
I'm choosing
choice.
not to because it makes my life harder, and that's a privilege that I can make, and it's not something that I am
Who is it
proud
harder
of.
for, you or the innocent animals who are exploited and killed for you?
For me, it's harder.
Then the innocent animals who are
No, I'm
forced
not
into a
comparing.
slaughterhouse.
For me, I know that for me it's harder. I can't speak for the animals.
So how would you know then it's harder?
Because I don't have...
So what would be
knowledge.
harder for you, to adopt a plant-based diet or for somebody to impregnate you, take away your babies and kill you?
But the second option is not happening, and it's not going
It's not
to.
happening, but I'm asking you, what would be harder?
But that's not a question you can ask because it's not a possibility and it's not a reality because I don't provide service or products to the society in the way a farm or...
You produce milk if you get pregnant. What do you mean? You could provide products just like any other animal could.
Not me personally.
You can't produce milk?
No.
Why not?
I'd rather not say, but it's health matter.
Okay. But you could get pregnant? Not even that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, and that's not for me. But like, that doesn't mean that somebody couldn't use your body for something that they deem as whatever they want to use it for, right?
I understand.
So would
that.
it be okay for somebody to strip
thing
you
is-
of your body autonomy? Which would be harder, to be in a situation where somebody strips you of your body autonomy, or you adopting a plant-based diet?
One doesn't depend on me, and one is not
But which one would be harder to go through?
to go through or for it to happen.
To go through.
Obviously, having the experience of having something stripped from me, but it doesn't depend on me. It's something from
Okay.
the outside that happens to me.
But luckily, in the situation that I described, it does depend on you that others would lose their body autonomy because of you. So you can choose to not strip away others' body autonomy because you find it difficult to do it otherwise. Because
Making
when
a
you
change
do
is
an
always
action,
different.
but when you do an action, I understand making a change for yourself is difficult.
Yes.
I've been through that myself. I can relate to that.
How
but
long
when
did it take you
regards,
to become vegan? You never consumed animal products ever again since you took the decision.
since I found out that I'm a
you
hypocrite,
have a
I
very
stopped.
strong will. I don't have the same. I
But it's
have
not
a lot
about
of,
myself. That's the thing that you not keep forgetting. It's about innocent animals. Like,
Yeah.
would you be? Are you really comfortable supporting the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals?
When you don't know anything else, when you don't have the reality, or when you don't have the means, or
But you do have the means. That's my point. You have an option.
I can't afford to spend.
But that's my point. You have an option now. You have a challenge.
Yeah,
22.
I'll look.
Yeah.
I'll look this over and I'll see if this is something that I can do within my means, my economical means, my societal means, my
All
cultural
of it.
means. Yes.
They help you with all of it. They hook you up
that's
with a
amazing.
dietitian.
More people should know about it.
Okay, but I'm
I
still
don't
trying to
think-
understand, because it seems to me like you're kind of saying like, I'm gonna look at it as if like just to sort of shut me up.
No,
But
I
my
am saying
point
it. I'm
is-
gonna look at it because I don't know if I will be able, and I don't want to lie to you. So I don't know if I'll be able to make the change from one day to the other because I don't know if it actually works. So I need to test it out, to try it out, to know if it works. If the information that these people were given was more open to the public, like not only the effects it has on the animals, or not only the way that the animals are impacted on it, but also the ways people can choose differently. If it's more open to the public, if it can be actually more reachable for people, I think more people would make the change. If it's as easy as you say, I think more people would make the change.
But you don't live here in Amsterdam, right?
No.
You live in Peru. Okay. So let's just do one thing. There's a documentary there just to get informed, and it's called Dominion.
Yes, I see it.
Can you just promise me you'll watch that?
Yes, I can.
And can we do, until you watch it, don't consume any animal products? Can you do that?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. Thank you for that. You have challenge 22 there. Let's do our best, okay? Because all animals deserve to live.
Yeah,
You deserve the same, okay? We all. It can seem like, I'm on this position where I'm pushing, but I'm only pushing for their rights. I really don't care what you eat. Just to be clear, it's about their rights
I understand.
specifically.
I think more people would be reached if they had reach
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the
yeah.
tools and to the information. And like I said, I showed you two supermarkets.
Yeah.
One is kind of expensive
I'll look
one.
afterwards also about that.
Yeah, it's not cheap. I like markets in my country, like street markets.
But
are
soy
more
curls are cheap. You should know that.
Yeah, soy.
Soy
like
chunks.
from what agriculture brings, but it's not industrialized, so it's not easy to get it as someone on the street.
You can just order it online because soy chunks are like they're dehydrated. I actually
Yeah.
made some today. You just put them in water with some
We
spices
don't
and
have
hydrate
access
them.
to that because
You order them online.
Agricultural producers give them directly to companies.
No. You definitely have access to those. As I said, I looked it up myself on ChatGPT, and you definitely have access to those.
ChatGPT gave you a company name.
In Peru specifically, and that person confirmed that that is true. Yeah.
Okay, I'll look it up because if it's as
But
easy
try
as you say,
Challenge 32 specifically because they'll help you within your area. They'll find somebody who is from Peru and help you out.
that's wonderful. More
Yeah.
people should have access to it.
Yeah, and it goes without saying that if you think more people should have access to it, spread it also, okay?
Understood.
Thank you so much. Have
It
an
was
awesome
great
day.
talking to you.
Have a good one. Cheers. Hey, you want to have a conversation with me? I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit. I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit. You want to try it?
What are the questions about?
Animals.
Animals? I'm all good, thanks.
Say it again.
I'm all good.
All good?
I was just curious.
Why is it that when I said it's about animals, you're no longer interested?
Usually, social experiment implies something about the human condition rather than questions about animals. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of a social experiment because a lot of people say that they love animals. I'm assuming you say the same, right?
Yeah, I like animals.
Yeah, and most people also say that most people turn around and pay for animals to be exploited and killed for them. Do you do the same also?
I don't believe in the exploitation of animals, but I understand that it's something that happens.
You don't believe in it? What does that mean? You don't agree with it or you don't believe it happens? Because it does happen.
No, I don't agree with it. I'm well aware that it happens.
So you're vegan.
No.
So then you support it. See what I mean? That's the contradiction.
I see your point, but I don't fully agree with your thesis.
It's not my thesis. Let me give you a card, maybe a flyer. Maybe you'll read more about it. But it's not my thesis. It's the reality. When you pay for animal products, you support for needless animal exploitation. It's as simple as that. There's no, not my opinion or anything. If you want my opinion, I think people should not justify this thing. People should be open-minded and say, that's my opinion. People should be open-minded and say, holy shit, you're right. I should probably change. People shouldn't be trying to find all sorts of justification for continuing the support of it. Because we were all in that position. I was in that position. And I think a marking of a good person and an intelligent person isn't somebody who tries to justify it, but rather somebody who... And by the way, this isn't a... Let me be clear, this isn't a thing on you, because I've spoken to so many people today. It's just in general, the people who I speak to, most of them start finding justifications instead of actually saying, shit, maybe something I'm doing is bad. Maybe I should change what I'm doing. Can you help me? Is there any ways? Because that's what I'm here to do in reality. I'm here to help people change so that they no longer support this exploitation. But sadly, I have to convince people that they don't need to, that they shouldn't. which is kind of insane because everybody starts off by saying that they love animals, and when it comes to them no longer supporting their exploitation, everybody starts justifying it. So it's kind of an insane position. That's the whole experiment side of it. It's that there's this huge contradiction with people, this huge cognitive dissonance that most people have.
Yeah. Look, I agree with you, but
I agree that women should have rights, but then if I go around slapping women's asses, what I say means nothing. You may agree with what I'm saying, but if you're paying for animals to be exploited for you, it means nothing. It's not about what we say, it's about what we do that matters.
I think equating those two things is a little bit straw man, but I understand where you're coming
It's
from.
not a straw man, it's an injustice comparing it to another injustice. Louis says he's coping hard. Sorry everybody, I asked somebody if you guys know from Peru what the price of tofu is, because I doubt that tofu is that expensive in Peru. Samuel Air says 100% a straw man. What exactly am I misrepresenting? The vegans eat honey, no. Quick Google, tofu is a third of the cost. Yeah, the LPN, I thought so. It's always like that, isn't it? It's always that they come up with a big cost. I've never seen tofu be more expensive, never. Except in very situations where like tofu is, like meat is heavily subsidized or something. But yeah. That's the case everywhere. Huh? Thank you everybody for being here, and if you're enjoying these, hit that like. Let's get those likes up and subscribe really, because we do these conversations a lot, and I enjoy watching those numbers get big. Even if tofu is more expensive, there are so many other options. Very well put, Lab Rat. It's true. Tofu raises estrogen levels. Wally Pizza, that's not true. We actually have empirical evidence against it. You can open my profile if you want, and under the community tab, you'll see that I posted a couple of studies there, and one of them was specifically about soy isoflavones, whether they impact free-flowing testosterone or estrogen in the body. Spoiler alert, they don't. You have man boobs. Thank you. Yeah, it's called a chest. It's called pectorals. I have big pecs, yes, because I bench press a lot. As in, I bench press often, is what I mean. I'm not a very heavy bench presser. My bench press is not that great. I mean, it's good, and I'm working on it, but my technique is not great. $2 US compared to $10 now for cheap beef. Yeah. Check out Dr. Anthony Chafee. He's great. Yeah, I know Dr. Anthony Chafee. He's not. Is he the carnivore guy? Is Anthony Chafee the carnivore guy? In USA, soy is GMO and very dangerous. Nope, we actually have studies. There is no danger in consuming GMOs, and all nutritional values are quite similar. In fact, a lot of the times the GMOs are safer and have better nutritional values. I don't go by how something sounds like. I don't take my nutrition from, oh no, I can't read this ingredient. Oh no, this ingredient sounds stupid. Or oh no, this ingredient sounds scary. Genetically modified organisms sound scary. I don't go by that, man. I go by science. If we have empirical evidence showing that they're safe and they're easy to consume, and if that evidence has been replicated, and it has several times, I don't care. Somebody says that's false. Show me evidence that GMO is unsafe, because I have evidence that GMO is safe. And you can also buy non-organic GMO. Sorry, you can buy organic, yeah. Debate Anthony Chafee. I'm too small of a fish, man, for him to have a conversation with me. I would love to debate these kind of people, but as I said, I have barely 5,000, 6,000 subscribers, man. When I'll get to like 50 or 100,000, maybe they'll be interested. Because they're not really interested in debating for the truth or something. They're interested in debating for clout and shit. And I can't provide them with clout because I'm a very small guy, so that's the whole point, isn't it? Dude, you said non-organic GMO. There is non-organic GMO, yeah. There is also organic non-GMO. I don't think there is organic GMO. But the whole organic thing is just another appeal to nature. Organic agriculture is just another appeal to nature. It means nothing. If you believe that organic somehow makes your food healthier or something, I feel sorry for you, because that is not the truth. We have so much evidence showing that there's no difference between organic and non-organic foods. Yeah. Organic is nothing more than a label that farmers have to appeal to nature. Oh, if we did it the old way, if we did it the standard way, how we used to do it, then somehow it's better. It's not. What about pesticides? Did you know that in organic agriculture they also use pesticides? In fact, the pesticides they use in organic agriculture are far more dangerous, and I can explain to you why. Because the synthetic pesticides that we use in regular agriculture are specifically targeted to do one thing: remove certain pests, and that's it. But the organic pesticides that they use in organic agriculture, because they have to use organic pesticides, they use pesticides that are still detrimental to those pests. So you still have a compound that isn't good, but on top of that compound you have all these other compounds that haven't been tested well enough, and simply because they're organic, somehow you think that makes it okay. We don't know the interaction of those other organic material with everything else, but you somehow think it's okay. So no.
Right.
So if you think that organic is somehow healthier, then that is pseudoscientific. It's as pseudoscientific as it gets. This guy loves GMO and pesticides? No, I just love empirical evidence and critical thinking and science-based medicine and science-based approaches to nutrition also. You guys want to have a conversation with me?
No. Okay, I was just reading what you wrote.
Why not? I just challenge your views a little bit.
You challenge
Your views.
views.
Yeah.
Well, Leo, I think this challenge is for you.
I can challenge
Je ne
you.
parle pas anglais.
Je parle pas français, je parle français un peu. You're saying he doesn't speak English and French. And he said it wrong. Je ne parle pas anglais, not je ne parle anglais. Why don't you believe in the food chain? Why don't I believe that in the way energy flows in an ecosystem is that the individuals who are on top of the food chain are wasting a lot of energy to get the same amount of nutrition? I do believe that is true. I believe that the food chain is a very well-established, fair measurement of how energy flows in an ecosystem. The food chain is not a measurement of power, as you would believe it. In fact, in nature, we rarely have food chains. Most of the times we have food webs because they're highly interconnected, and sometimes some individuals are top of some chains, some individuals are not on top of certain chains. In fact, the same individual could be on top of a food chain one period of the year and could be in the middle of it another period of the year. It is how it is. That's why it's called a food web. But let's even imagine that a food chain is, hypothetically speaking, a measurement of power, because that's what we do, that's what we do in we as humans in biology. We create measurements of power. I'm more powerful than you. Even if that's funny. Even if we were to be more powerful than all the other individuals out there, all the other animals out there, we have the power to do whatever we want to them. Newsflash, that does not mean we have the right to do whatever we want to them. And I do mean the moral right, obviously, because legally we have the right to do whatever we want to animals. But we don't have the moral right to do whatever we want to them. We wouldn't be acting morally if we were to be, raping some of them, exploiting some of them, killing some of them, all because we want to get some, I don't know, all because we benefit from it or something. You guys want to have a conversation with me?
Yeah, thank you.
Soy has insect DNA. That's a new one. That's a non. Oh my god, the bullshit that some people say in this chat is amazing. Soy has insect DNA. Show me empirical evidence for that claim. Simon, show me empirical evidence for that claim.
You want to pivot there?
I don't believe things just by somebody saying them. I don't believe if somebody just says something, I'm like, okay, you're right. You're saying is correct. Unless it's some form of logic, and if the logic is soundproof, I can believe the logical part. But if the data that is used is not empirical, or it's not well collected, or there's some issues with it, then why would I believe that? Do you just believe anything that everybody says, Simon? Or do you believe, like, when somebody tells you something, you just trust it at face value? I wouldn't. I would ask for evidence every single time when somebody makes an empirical claim. I would ask for evidence, especially when they're making such a ridiculous claim. There's zero sufficient evidence that plants are sentient or conscious. Yep. There's no evidence for it. Here you go. Somebody coming in and asking me about abortion. Stick around until the end and I'll tell you what my stance on abortion is. But right now I'm speaking up for animal rights. My personality is a lie? Congratulations. You have won the ridiculousness of arguments. Congratulations. You, sir, Simon, get a crown. I tip my hat to you, sir. You have said the stupidest thing ever. Thank you, Simon. Let's see if you can top it. Come on, Simon, you can do it. What does your sign say? I'm doing a social experiment. Come talk to me. Hi. You want to have a conversation with me?
Sure.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Sure.
Can you come here so that you're in view? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Matt.
Matt, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Chip.
Where are you from, Matt?
I'm from here.
From here, from Amsterdam?
From Amsterdam, I live over there.
Oh, love it. Over here?
Yeah.
And that's a good location, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, for sure.
I also live in Amsterdam. I'm from Romania originally, but as I said, I live here. I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the animals. Do you think animals should have rights?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think they should have the right to decide for their own body?
Maybe in part. I'm not sure.
Who does their body belong to? Does it belong to us or to them?
Maybe a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. So you think the body of an animal belongs to us somehow?
Kind of in the same way as the children, they're not responsible for their own body in that sense. I think.
Oh, that's what you mean. Oh,
yeah.
That's what you mean.
So they're part of responsibility lies with the animal. I think part.
So we do have so if we claim that their body belongs to us, as you'd say, we have a responsibility to look after their body or their interests, right?
Yeah.
Not our interest in it, right?
Sure, yeah.
Do you think that when we farm animals, we're looking after their interests?
It's difficult. What is their interest? I think, in a sense, kind of, they are.
I mean, bringing them into existence for the sole purpose of killing them. Is that really their interest?
But that's difficult, I think. Because at the same time, of course, otherwise it wouldn't exist. So kind of, it's in their interest to exist. So.
But is it moral to bring somebody into existence to use them like an object?
Someone, no, definitely not. No.
So would it be moral to bring an animal into existence to use them like an object? I saw you tripping on the word someone, so that's why I repeat.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Of course, it's moral to. I don't know. It depends. It's not of course only the purpose which is important, but also the way to achieving the purpose.
So treating them like an object is okay as long as you treat them like a nice object, or treating them like an object is okay as long as the purpose is something that you say you want to do it or something?
What does it mean to treat something as an object?
Well, it means to disregard their individuality completely.
But can you respect their individuality and still use them for example, sheep and cutting the? Would that be okay?
You have curly hair. Would it be would somebody be respecting your individuality if they would be telling you or forcing you to not be able to cut your hair and then cutting your hair every once in a while?
If I would be able to cut my own hair, then I wouldn't be able to cut my own hair. I think it would be helpful if someone helps me with getting rid of it, I guess.
But they wouldn't really care when you want to do it. They would only care that they want to cut your hair. And when they deem you as, I don't know, your hair is no longer good, or they would do it for speed, and sometimes, you know, they
painfully and
they do it painfully, or it doesn't matter, they would kill you, right? Because they really don't care what you want or what you need. They only care about what your body gives, which in this scenario would be hair.
Yeah.
Would that be fair towards you?
If they would only just focus on my hair, it wouldn't be. But aren't there also farmers who do it in the right way? If are there farmers who kind of care for the sheep? If the sheep's sick, they care for him. If they're suffering, they would like to relieve it, and also take the hair in the right way.
Well, first of all, the sheep that we bring up for
Farming.
wool,
For wool.
are sheep that we selectively bred to produce far more wool than possible. So it actually is very painful for them. It's very, it's not a nice situation. A lot of the times you see it online that they have so much wool that they have also not just a lot of wool, because we as humans are intelligent beings. We didn't say we just need them to produce a lot of wool. They also produce a lot of skin. So they have all these folds of skin and all this wool. So you can imagine it's very hot for them. It's not a nice life to have. And for us to selectively breed them so that they end up in this particular situation is already, I think, a violation of their rights. But to continuously bring them into existence, to use them for this purpose, I think it's a violation of their rights. Just like bringing to life a child only to use them is a violation of their rights. I mean, if you bring to life an animal or a child, you look after their interests, as we said. You don't just treat them like an object. And by that I mean that you don't care about them, what they want, or their individuality.
I think though it's still possible, even though I've been bred, to look after their own interests and goals while also using them for their end goal, for producing wool or getting meat or getting milk or whatever.
So listen, if you want to shave an animal, like that dog over there, you take care of them and you want to shave them and use their skin, but you don't take care of them for that, then I have no problem with that. But if you take care of them because they produce something, then the minute they no longer produce, what do? Do you kill them?
So your argument is that in the intent of the goal is the problem, not the way of doing it, but you have a problem with the goal of having it.
I have a problem with the idea of using animals.
Yeah, at all.
At all.
Even like dogs?
Yeah, why would we breed animals to be companions? Is that not messed up?
It's a good question. I don't know. And
would you like it if somebody told you that you were bred to be somebody's friend? That's it.
Well, I was bred to be someone's child, I guess, but I don't know. Because of course the other thing is of course non-existence, and I think there are ways of kind of for dogs, for animals to have a good life alongside humans.
Not farm animals for sure.
Okay, fair. With regards to
because like we can find a gray area with dogs, with whatever, with the idea
horses,
that horses also, the idea of riding them. I don't know why we all of a sudden see horses as something to ride on. They suffer from back issues if you ride them, and we don't need to ride them. We also, in order for you to ride a horse, they have to go to this thing called consent training, which is. Consent is not something we should train, is it? Consent is something somebody should give or not give. It's not something we should train out of somebody. Oh, you're not okay with it. I'm going to train you to be okay with it, right? So I think that's immoral. But let's talk about the most prevalent issue, the one that, it's easy to change, let's put it this way. Farm animals. Do you support animal agriculture in buying animal products?
I think the mass scale is happening now, definitely not. I do free-range chickens. I think as an example, there are possibilities where it can be done in the right way.
Are they not killed?
Depends. I think most cow meat in the Netherlands here is done by all dairy cows, so they're not actually exactly bred for that reason, but their meat is used in the sense when they die.
Let's talk about dairy for a second.
Oh,
Why do you
this is
think
another-
a cow
yes.
produces milk?
Why? For the children, of course. And I think it's horrible the way they kind of take the little cow away from the
That they
mother
forcefully
cow.
inseminate the cow? Is that bad?
That's also, yeah, definitely.
So they
agree.
forcefully inseminate the cow, they take away their baby. If the baby's born male, they kill them. If the baby's born female, they do the same as their mothers.
Yeah.
And they kill them around the age of 6 to 8. Cows can live 24 years. Do you know why they kill them at that age?
They stop producing milk.
Well, they can't
I
get them
guess.
pregnant, really.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
they will stop producing.
Oh, well, I think Dutch cows is different, right? Because I know the female cows they keep them as long as possible, and they don't kill them for meat. They don't kill them. They really die from natural causes. Then
They do.
they do kill.
Why would they keep a cow alive for 4 times their lifespan to feed them continuously if they don't give them anything?
When they stop producing milk, then they might.
If they can't get them pregnant, they don't produce milk.
Oh, I thought that's two different. I'm not sure though. It's not,
Cows only produce milk if they have babies, and they do it for a year, maybe
Yeah.
2, let's say, in the best case scenario.
Okay,
So-
and when they stop
Yeah.
giving birth, then they stop producing cows. Well, if you, for example, keep the cows, I think wouldn't it be theoretically
Why are you
possible?
trying to find solutions for
Because I like
enslaving
milk. I like
animals?
milk, and I like cheese. So I hope there's at least an ideal way to kind of keep it.
Is there any way to enslave animals that's ideal?
I think it could be done without enslavement. Is it
How could it be done without enslavement?
Good question. Letting them free from giving them a lot of space, taking care of them, but not killing them when they stop
Would
producing.
that still not be slavery?
No, I don't think it would be slavery. What's slavery?
Well, keeping them against their consent there,
But
making them do things that they don't want to do maybe.
When is something able to give consent?
Well, even if an individual is not able to, well, I don't know if they're able to give consent or not, but they're not.
Yeah.
We're not able to get it.
Yeah.
But if I'm not able to get consent from somebody, I don't assume that I have consent. I assume I don't.
So you cannot do anything with or without that
Exactly.
individual.
Yeah.
So you should just leave the individual there, whatever.
Yeah.
So people who are mentally ill or are mentally sick, we just
Yeah,
leave them
you
on the
take
streets.
care of them.
So it's possible to take care of them, but
Yeah.
also with cows, we can take care of them.
Yeah, but taking care of them wouldn't
Yeah.
imply you impregnating them or taking their
I
milk.
definitely agree. So
Just like if an individual who's intellectually challenged, if they get pregnant somehow,
Yeah.
do you think you have the right to take away their milk?
no, definitely not. No. But,
So why would you have the right to take away the milk?
But
from a cow?
if you don't take away kind of the small cow and you keep them and you at a certain age, then you start taking the milk from the cow. Couldn't that be a kind of a way to keep it?
If you do the same to an
cow-friendly?
intellectually challenged human being,
Yeah.
would it be okay?
To at a certain point.
Just take the excess milk, as you say.
No, I don't think so. No.
Because we wouldn't be respecting them by doing that. Because we
Yeah.
would be taking something from them. And the problem isn't necessarily because, let's put it this way, I wouldn't have an issue if somehow a cow came to your house.
I gave the milk.
You make friends with them, they make a baby somehow, you're not involved in any of this process. And at the end of the day, they have some leftover milk, you want to take care of the cow, and in that process, you milk them because you know it would hurt them if you don't milk them or something. And instead of throwing away the milk, you use it or you drink it. I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue stems from this idea that you can use animals for whatever you want. Because from that idea, we've ended up where we are. Because when you say, well, I can use an animal for milk, you can justify doing all sorts of things. Because you can say, well, this animal doesn't really know if they're being impregnated by another cow or if I impregnate them. So that's how you justify artificial insemination. Then you say, well, this animal, sometimes the animal rejects their baby, therefore it will just be one of those cases by me taking away the baby. Well, this animal doesn't really know that they're being killed, so it's okay for me to kill them. You just end up cutting corners, and it's like the whole idea, this whole mentality of, well, because they're animals, because we have the power to do this to them, we somehow should have the right to do it. It's kind of messed up, right? Because we have alternatives. You don't have to drink milk, right?
No,
we have
no, of
plant-based
course.
milk.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have to eat cheese. We have plant-based cheese. So why exactly would you support this then? Because even if, let's say, in the best case scenario
Yeah.
that we imagine, that's not
Yeah,
the scenario
yeah.
that exists anywhere. So it's
No, but it's kind of still a scenario which is possible, which allows kind of the possible. Let's say, if even in the best case scenario you are right that it's wrong to still use scout, then it's wrong always. But then is there a scenario imaginary? You can
I
imagine
explained that
so-
the imaginary scenario it would be possible, but
Yeah.
that's non-existent.
Well, then you can try to create a scenario and get close to it and make it better.
Sure, but until you create that scenario, are you going to continue supporting the reality of it, where they exploit
Okay,
and
well, and-
slaughter animals?
Yeah, and then we come kind of in the practical matter. And I think right now to stop every farmer right now to kind of to take away rights already given to farmers, which is kind of sad because it goes against the.
I'm not asking you to stop them. I'm asking
No.
you to not pay them to do it.
To not, stop buying meat myself. You mean, or without?
Meat, any animal product, yeah.
Oh no, I don't. I try to do less of it, but I don't. Well, I probably will still.
Why do you try to do less of it?
Environmentally reasons mostly.
Okay, so environmentally speaking, why do you stop in the middle then?
It's kind of a balance, I think,
It's
between.
like me buying a Tesla and putting a normal engine on it because I want to be balanced.
hybrid probably be a better thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have the. I guess I'm
Well-
trying to balance kind of what's ethically right with my own preferences, because I see probably.
So is it ethical to exploit and slaughter animals in your view?
Not that you put it like that. No. I think
I'm not putting it anyway. I just ask you about the animals specifically.
As I said, I don't think farming is always exploding.
So if we farm on human, is it
Yeah.
exploitative towards them?
If it wants to be farmed, it's probably not.
If a human wants to be
If
farmed.
a human wants to be
But
farmed,
if a
then
human
no.
cannot consent to being farmed,
Yeah.
farming them, would that be exploitative? Exploitation means, by the way,
yeah.
unfair usage. To be clear.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to use a human being against their consent for your benefit, not theirs?
If a human is unable to give consent, I can see a situation where it could be fair to use it
for
in a
your
certain way.
benefit, not theirs. Like it's the same as asking you if an intellectually challenged human
Yeah.
being cannot consent. Would it be okay, or a child somebody who remains with the same mental capacity as they had as a child?
Yeah.
Would it be okay to use them as a slave to build something because they can't consent or they don't realize that it's wrong what they're doing?
I think it's possible to kind of have it can be a benefit of both the person for the person who's mentally
But at
incapacitated
some
and,
point, you always end up in the situation. Like I understand if this person like making beads or bead
Exactly,
bracelets,
and you go sell it,
and you
and then-
sell them, this person has no problem with you
Yeah.
taking those beads, and you sell them those bead bracelets. But if at some point this person no longer wants to make bead bracelets, you have to leave them alone.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that doesn't happen in any form of farming. Farming
No.
inherently implies that you use the animal, and when the animal no longer gives, you kill them.
Yeah, I didn't know actually that every animal is always killed as soon
Always.
as then. But let's take if I have a house and I just have chickens, I just use the eggs. Is that kind of a perfect way of coexisting, where the chickens are free roaming in my garden and I feed them?
But which chickens lay eggs, males or females?
Females.
What happens to the males?
That is a good question, but if you just take, again, I don't know how you should sort it, but if you just have female chickens and have no hens, then it's fine.
But the place you buy them from kills the males. The hatcheries,
Yeah.
that they're called.
Sure.
They sex them and they see if they're a male or female. They don't always get it right, so you may still get a male.
Yeah.
And some people don't kill them, but
So in a situation, kind of how you get there is wrong, but there is an ideal situation.
well,
where,
let's imagine that. Okay,
Yeah.
also for the chickens, right?
Yeah.
This chicken, first of all, is yet again another selectively bred animal that lays
Sure.
way too many,
many
eggs,
eggs,
per
way too
year.
large eggs,
But let's
and-
imagine that this chicken lays 15 eggs per year as a wild chicken would, right? If this chicken lays 15 eggs per year, this chicken does not fertilize the eggs. And you take away the eggs because you're doing it for their benefit, and instead of throwing away the egg, you eat it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. But again, you're not doing it in your interest, right? You're not exploiting them. It's not unfair. You're acting fair towards them because you're doing it for them. What you do with the waste is it's nobody's business, right?
Yeah,
It's not a problem. But the whole idea is treating them fairly, because I'm sure even you would want to be treated fairly. Like you wouldn't want somebody, if you're in the hospital, for somebody to, I don't know, keep you there so that they make more money off of you, or right, you would want somebody to look after you when you're incapacitated, when something happens to you. You don't want somebody to just use you or use your body. That's what I'm saying. So but let's say even if you find all these situations where, I don't know, you can call them gray or whatever, none of those exist in the products that we buy.
No, that's works for you, everybody. But like, I know people who have chickens in their own garden and take care of them, and I think that's fine then, right? So I think that's just, there are situations where it's okay to use animals at least, and then we need to see which are the situation and how do we get there more
Would it
generally.
be okay to use intellectually challenged human being women and use their period for whatever you want to use them? Eat it?
Well, completely, I guess we're really weird situation. But when it's done like in a way of their own benefit, when it's done in a correct way, I could see a way it could be okay. But
Yeah,
I
but
think
you see, you're saying it in their own benefit, right?
Yeah, but that's really difficult to imagine.
And by the way, in sanctuaries where they take care of these animals who are coming from animal agriculture, what they do with the chickens that lay eggs, they smash the eggs on the ground, because a chicken laying an egg every single day is very taxing on their system. They weren't originally, as I said, the wild chickens laid 15 eggs per year. These are laid 300. So they smash the eggs on the ground, the chickens come pecking at it because they need the nutrients back. So if you do all that with the eggs, and at some point you smash one and they lay 2 eggs or something one day, and you smash one of them and they don't want to eat it, and you decide, instead of smashing the other, you smash it on your plate or put it somewhere on your plate. I don't have an issue with that. But the whole point is, yet again, look after their interests first and then yours. Because that's how we do with the child also, right? You look after their interests first, not yours.
I'm not quite sure if breaking an egg and then eating themselves or eating yourself and giving them other food. Is there no? I don't think there's an ethical difference with it, right?
Interesting question. I don't know. I guess, but yet again, taking the egg away from them would still be you looking after your interest. Yeah. So if you take away the egg just because you want to, because a lot of the times, by the way, some of these chickens also lay eggs and they're stressed because we take away their eggs. So if we leave the eggs, well, they'll lay 1 or 2 eggs and afterwards they'll stop because their body will tell them to stop. But if we continuously take them, they continuously produce also. So it's a difficult situation in that area. But yet again, none of these are the products that you pay for, right?
Yeah.
So do you think there's any way for you to be doing a moral thing while buying an animal product?
So if there's any way of me doing a moral thing while buying an animal product?
Yeah. Could it ever be moral? Well, I'm asking what you're buying now, or what are the products you're buying now.
I probably have some. I don't think I have any animal products in my bag right now. I just came from groceries, but I think it can be ethical and then. I think it's a difficult way. Consuming is most of the times unethical. I think externalities, sustainability issues.
But I'm not just talking about the environment here, because if we found out, let's just hypothetically speaking, we gave women 100 years ago, we gave women rights, right? So if we found out that women having rights is worse for the environment, you wouldn't be in favor of stripping away their rights, right?
No.
Because individuals' rights come before any other environmental or concern. So the rights of animals should come before the environmental concerns. You can put human rights first. Everybody
put
to each
animal
their own.
rights second.
But put animal rights before the environment, because I don't think it would be justified for us to start killing cats and dogs if we started finding out that having a cat or a dog is bad for the environment, right?
No, probably, I think it's...
Luckily, it is better for the environment to be on a plant-based diet, obviously it is. But I'm just saying, they're not necessarily... We shouldn't be thinking about the environment. We should be respecting their rights first and foremost as the individuals who we are, because you want your rights respected, right? So why wouldn't you respect everybody else's right also?
I think I think you're also putting the interest of animals inferior, right? You said human rights first, animal rights second.
Or however you want to do it, I don't mind. Whatever you
so I think the interests of humans can be put second to those of animals. Or can it? So
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I don't care who you put first or last. I just care that you don't draw an arbitrary line and say these animals should be exploited and
And these
killed.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever scale of value you want to have
Sure.
in your system,
But
far be it from me to judge it.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
only problem is when that line comes and you say, well, I don't value this individual, therefore it's okay for me to exploit and kill them.
But is there a difference in conflicting interests? Oh, should I just wait? Or,
Let's wait for it.
quite loud.
Quite loud indeed, yeah.
But is there kind of interest kind of conflict, right? The interest of animals and interest of humans. They can.
Not as far as I know. What do you mean by that?
In the sense of the interest of someone who wants to eat meat, for example, probably definitely goes against the interest of a pig or an animal.
Yeah.
In that sense, you have kind of a conflicting issue.
But the interest, I don't mean what they want, because there are people who want to have sex and they justify raping by saying that they want to have sex.
Yeah.
It's not justified by what you want,
Sure.
but rather when you violate somebody's rights.
Yeah.
I would say there has to be some form of necessity behind it and some form of, well, I tried something else, right? Like if I'm on a deserted island and there's absolutely nothing else for me to eat other than, I don't know, maybe I fish or something.
Yeah. Then
I don't think I should be helped. I wouldn't, anybody on this planet would say, oh, you're an asshole for doing that. No, because it's my survival at the end of the day.
Sure.
But in a day-to-day life where I'm faced with the choice between oppressing an animal or not,
Yeah.
I could never say, well, I want to oppress an animal. I want the product. I like the product that comes out of oppressing an animal. Therefore, it's justified to oppress them, right?
No, I think kind of it depends on kind of the degree of oppressing and kind of the benefit you gain of it. If there's like a little bit of pressure and
Exploitation and killing.
Yeah, killing always sounds pretty bad.
But it is always, it's prevalent in animal agriculture. All animals are killed in animal agriculture. There's no animal who isn't killed. There's no animal who dies of old age. And even if they were, they'd still be exploited. They would still be unfairly used. And again, we don't need any of it. Like I understand maybe you like the products, is that it? Do you think that the taste difference between these products and the plant-based versions of them?
Really big, yeah.
But does it justify? What do you mean really big? Have you tried all the plant-based products?
Not all of them, but I try. Yeah, I try.
Have you tried Let It Beef?
Let It Be. Oh, I haven't. I think no.
There you go.
Is
So
it-
you
is it
haven't
better?
tried all of them.
No, I love. I
It's
said a lot.
fairly
No,
similar to beef.
I've tried a lot of them.
Yeah.
And for something like burgers, I think I've never had something that's even come close to the taste. I think.
That's
But
such
Let It
a
Be. You
bullshit
said.
argument. Come on.
Oh, wait, you think so?
Yeah, burgers, man.
Yeah.
Nah, but first of all, the burger, the
meat patty.
the meat is the patty is such a small part of the burger anyway. So if you're gonna make two burgers identical, one from plant-based meat and one from meat, I believe you're not gonna tell the difference a lot of times.
You really?
Yeah. Or if you tell the difference, maybe if you eat one after the other, you can tell the difference. But the difference would definitely not be one where you're like, fuck yeah, let's kill an animal for it, would it? Like the difference is so small. It's there is a specific taste that animal, flesh has. But personally, I don't like that specific taste that animal flesh that has. I do understand when you say that you like some products, and I don't know if you specifically like that taste or you just like the products that they're made out of it, because there's some excellent products that are plant-based out there. Excellent. Like as I said, Let It Beef is one. Have you tried the plant-based steak from, what do you call it, from Planted?
That might have, not sure.
It's fairly similar to a steak if you ask me. It's very good. I wouldn't had it yesterday. I don't know, like we have so many options today, and either way, like does a taste difference justify taking a life of an animal? The taste difference of what, 5 or 10 minutes justify the whole life of an animal?
Yeah, kind of depends on how much you value an animal, I guess.
Does it? Does it matter how much you value them, or does it matter how much like you value fairness? Because I don't value animals. I just value fairness. I value justice. And I think it would be unfair for me just because I have power over somebody to take away their life, because I get some benefit from it.
But there's a difference between taking someone's life and taking the life of an animal.
I call animals a someone because they're not a thing. They're individuals.
But like you said, they are kind of in a way inferior, right?
No, I wouldn't say they're
It's
inferior.
inferior in some sense.
How would you define inferiority or superiority?
That's a great question, I think.
Intelligence.
For example, yeah,
Sure. A lot of animals are inferior to us when it comes to intelligence, but that's like the only thing that we're superior to animals about. Because if you count how fast we can run,
Yeah, of
most
course.
animals are superior.
Yeah.
Which
can
animals
live,
can
sure,
fly?
yeah.
A lot of animals can. There's animals who can live forever in this animal kingdom. Even
Yeah.
by that, we're inferior. So
Maybe
if-
culture.
I think like I don't know, how do you judge if a culture is superior or inferior?
That's. I don't think we farm animals which have culture, right?
I mean, cows have families. They have.
True.
They sit in. They
Groups,
make friends.
famous
They
groups,
sit in
yeah.
groups. They.
Sure.
I would say they can make culture. Pigs specifically.
Very smart.
Pigs are
animals, yeah.
very intelligent
smart, yeah.
animals. Like pigs do this thing where they, in sanctuaries, you notice it that they have flowers around the house. They go around, pick up flowers, and put them in their house because they like to decorate their house. It's just for decoration. It's insane.
Oh, that's culture, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So animals definitely have all that. But again, even if we were superior to them, it still wouldn't justify. Like there's humans who are not as intelligent as most humans. We wouldn't classify them as inferior and just exploit them.
Sure. Yeah.
So this whole inferiority superiority thing, even if you do think we're superior to them, still does not justify us killing them, does it? Because that's at the end of the day what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with how you make your scale, with how you see animals.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
problem
yeah.
is with the result of the namely the exploitation and the slaughter of animals.
I think, well, as you said, in certain situations, when you really need to kill an animal, it can be okay, and when you, well, we're getting a situation where it's
If you
totally
need to
completely
ki-
not
but if you
necessary.
need to kill a human, it's okay also, right? Like if a human being enters your house, you try to kick them out, but they're not. It might be okay to resort to force, wouldn't it? Like if somebody breaks into
very
your...
sparingly, but it's
Very
sort of-
sparingly, I agree with you, like,
definitely
right,
in
like-
Netherlands it's very sparingly. Yeah.
No, I agree, but like you can see situations where maybe in self-defense or
Sure.
something, killing a human would be justified. You can also understand the idea that the people who crashed in the Andes,
Yeah.
they started eating other humans
meat,
because
yeah,
they needed
yeah.
out of survival. So there are situations when eating humans, all this kind of stuff would make sense, but it's on a day-to-day basis when we have options, we cannot possibly justify it. But how about we do this, because we had a long conversation.
Yeah, and I want to get home as
I
well.
know, I see that, yeah, and I want to
can
respect your
imagine
time
you can
also.
go,
Yeah,
go
so I'll
through.
give you this card. There's a documentary here called Dominion, or The
Sure.
Most Important Speech Ever Here. Both of them appear on top of this kind of QR code. Can you promise me you'll watch one of these two?
Yeah, sure.
And
Thank
until you
you.
watch them, can you adopt a plant-based diet until you watch them? Just to hold yourself accountable.
Okay, then I'll watch him in a minute.
I appreciate that.
My
Watch
friend
them
made
in a
dinner. I'm
minute.
not sure what he made, but it's. I will do my best.
Sure, I mean, no more supporting animal exploitation until you watch them. Can you do that?
Okay, thank you very much. What's your name?
Chip,
Chip. Thank you very much.
What was your name
nice
again?
meeting- Mats. Chip.
Matt.
Thank you very much for meeting you, and have a good day.
Have a good one. Let's respect animals, okay? Have a good one. Okay, my camera battery is gone, and it's getting a bit chilly. Let's see. How's everybody doing in the chat? This conversation was a bit too long, and I felt like he was just looking for, well, I don't know if looking for excuses is the right way to say it, or maybe going around it, trying to find the exceptions. Thank you. Try to explain to him. My buddy, $3. Thank you so much, my buddy. Appreciate it. Vince says veganism is arbitrary. So a position where we reject slavery or exploitation is arbitrary. I don't know, brother. That's not arbitrary to me. Let's stay at least another 13 minutes so that we hit the 3-hour mark today. Why not? One more conversation, I think. I also have to use the bathroom soon. I haven't drank any water so that I don't have to use the bathroom, but I still have to do it. Guy is off for a KFC bucket after you drained him. First of all, I think I only ate that KFC once in my life, and I didn't care for it. I don't like deep fried stuff, so nope, you got it all wrong to begin with. Second of all, as I said, maybe you weren't here in the stream, but you know, I don't care about animals or humans. I care about justice, and seeing as I'm a person who cares about justice because I've had several moments in my life where I suffered from injustice. I guess that's where it's coming from. I value justice a lot, so justice values a lot for me. So why would I all of a sudden become unjust? Especially given also that I made food, by the way, at home right today, and I made 8 portions. Huevos rancheros and pasta. 3 portions of huevos rancheros and 5 portions of pasta. The pasta was a lot more into that. It's So I'll just go home and eat pasta. What the fuck? Why would I pay for more food or anything? And I made all this with what I had around the house, by the way, FYI. Veganism isn't realistic or affordable for everyone. Yes, it is. Especially in poorer regions where animal products are the main source of nutrition. That's not true. That's actually not true. But, you know, we have evidence for that. We have empirical evidence. You can open up my profile. You can go under the community tab and see, maybe it's not my last status. Check amongst my 3 statuses on the community posts. Check my last 3 community posts and you'll see I post studies there. And one of them is actually that it is cheaper to be vegan. And you can check that. It's empirical evidence. My sign says I'm doing a social experiment. Come talk to me. It is in reverse, sadly, because YouTube does that. What is Chip your name short for? Cyprian. Cyprian. Actually, it's pronounced Cyprian, but, you know, English, Cyprian. Cheaper. Yeah. Yeah, we have empirical evidence for it. You may say lol because you don't believe it because you just, you know, you glance once at the supermarket at a certain product and you see it as that is expensive. And you're like, wow, that's all in the same position. But we have actual evidence for it, not one glance. We don't form opinions or statements based on one single glance in a supermarket. See, Cherry, you don't have to trust me, brother. Go on my profile now. I can't open up the profile now. There's the studies, or maybe a moderator can go there and see in my last community, in my community posts, my last post or my last 2 posts somewhere there. I mentioned the statuses that we can use, and there is one that says being vegan is cheaper. So can somebody come to my community post, maybe one of the moderators, and paste the PMIDs here? Hey John, nice to see you here. I'm right, everyone else is wrong? Not at all. I don't believe I'm right or everyone else is wrong. I believe in empirical evidence. You seem, it's just that I talk about the empirical evidence. And yeah, never claimed I'm right. I have opinions of my own, but I don't think that my opinions are necessarily right or wrong. Lewis, can you please, since you're here, Lewis, can you please go to the community tab and paste the studies for being vegan is cheaper? I don't push my opinions on people, but
hello. What's your social experiment?
I just ask people to think, to ask them some questions, get them to think a little bit.
Sure.
Are you okay being live on YouTube? Yeah. You want to come here, sit in the chair and view? What's your name?
My name's Tig.
Tig?
Tig, like the word tiger
Tig.
with no or.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you from, Tig?
Ireland.
Ireland. So, Tig, I'm an animal rights activist. I believe animals should have rights. Specifically body autonomy. Do you think animals should have body autonomy?
Depends on the animal.
Depends on the animal. Why?
I was raised in a beef farm. I understand how the systems behind these things work, and I feel that factory farming as an institution is extremely negative and damaging. However, in terms of how animals behave and work, we are animals that have developed very sophisticated hunting properties. So depending on the choices they make, we can sometimes make cleverer ones.
So, just to understand correctly, because you grew up in a place that does not respect the body autonomy of certain animals, then you don't think that these animals should have body autonomy?
I guess my culture and background would shape that.
Yeah.
However,
yeah, but do you
I think
logically should they have body autonomy or not? I'm not asking what your culture said, I'm asking what you think logically. Is there any logical reason why a dog should have body autonomy but not a cow?
No.
No. So then, if there's no logical reason behind it, does this arbitrary line that we at some point draw in the sand, should it continue? Should we continue supporting this line and continue paying for animals to have their body autonomy taken away from them?
I think the framing you're choosing to position it in makes it a logical argument that, of course, you would say...
The perspective of the victims.
Yeah.
That's my framing, yeah.
Naturally. But
Yeah.
as a species, we've developed the systems we have because we're omnivores and because of that omnivorous nature to us.
Can we be healthy without eating animal products?
Yeah, of course. But
So it
I
doesn't
like
matter
the,
if we can digest both.
Yeah, but I like the taste. And most of us who choose to not be vegan just enjoy it. That's
Okay.
the only real...
So it's strictly about taste.
Yeah.
Do you think, morally speaking, taste is a good enough justifier to force somebody into a slaughterhouse?
No.
No. No. So then when you choose to buy animal products for taste, you're doing something immoral.
Yeah, but society is immoral in how we've constructed it anyway. So to say that you're participating in the society we have,
Well, you're
and
not
being
participating
completely-
in it because you can choose to not participate in it.
Yeah, but you can choose to- you can choose
It's not
to-
a thing that society does. It's a thing that you specifically do, which, according to your own values, is immoral. Correct?
Yeah, but you can choose to do many things in this world that are immoral, and yet it's still your choice to do so. That's your autonomy as a human being.
Okay,
The
but if you
systems
have the
we've
option
built
to choose that,
have made it that way.
there's no need for it, and if you have an option to do something that is oddly similar, which wouldn't be immoral, and that means taking a plant-based option, whether that plant-based option is something that replicates the taste or texture of that product is a different case. But even if you would do it in that situation, the taste difference would be small. So how exactly would we justify a small taste difference, or how exactly do you want to live in a world where we just exploit and kill others based on small pleasures?
I think we
that
already
get?
do that with humans as well. War has caused that. There are many other.
But I'm
societal
not asking
issues
you
that-
how the world is. I'm
If
asking
you'd like
you if
to
you
have
want the
a
world to be that
conversation,
way.
I prefer you not to interrupt when I'm responding.
Sure, it's just I've heard this argument before, but go on. Sorry.
And it's something you're passionate about, which is very admirable. I feel that the moral position is, of course, for everyone to be vegan. I don't think it's a practical or realistic solution right now. Individual
Practical
choice.
for you to be vegan?
I would like you to let me finish what I say, if possible. Individual choice allows you to make these choices against your morals if you wish to do so. It doesn't really matter about how the systems get built in your own personal choices, you're correct. But making that fight upstream about the individuals is targeting the people that aren't responsible. It's the systems that are responsible.
You're not responsible for your choices?
No, of course I am. But
So
I'm not responsible
within your
for...
choices,
I'm not
do you think that there are animals who are exploited and slaughtered specifically because of your choices?
Yes.
So you are responsible for the exploitation and slaughter of certain animals?
For certain animals at certain times in certain locations, yes. But so have we always been. We've always been responsible for the hunting of other animals. It's like saying that an intelligent lion is taking away the autonomy of a giraffe by hunting it.
Well, a lion does not have choices. You do.
Yeah. But
so
it does
there's a
have choices.
difference.
It can hunt other things. It can die. It can make other different parts of its behavior be
Well,
different.
no, dying is not a choice, just to be clear. That's not a choice.
It seems like you're saying
it's pretty
it's-
clear. No, because being vegan does not imply dying, am
No.
I? I'm saying you can choose to not oppress an animal and get nutrition and food satisfaction and everything that you would get from oppressing an animal. And you already acknowledge that it is immoral to do so. I guess you just don't acknowledge your responsibility in the matter, right?
I acknowledge that your personal choices can make a difference for these things. I don't think it's an individual responsibility.
So you're not
for change.
responsible for it.
I'd like for you to let me finish.
But that's not the question that I asked you. I asked you, do you acknowledge your responsibility in the matter?
For killing all animals?
Not all animals.
For the animals that I choose to eat
supporting
for.
And for supporting needless animal exploitation and slaughter.
What do you define needless?
It is not needed.
I don't really feel that that's a fair framing of it, because you're saying that all farming then of any animal is never going to be morally justified.
Yeah, it is never going to be morally justified.
I do disagree with that point. I think factory.
is it morally justified?
I think factory farming is immoral and entirely.
Why is
unjustified.
factory farming immoral?
Because they treat the animals like they're pieces of meat. They don't treat them in any other way
So
of
if
any
you-
kind of respect for their life.
So if
However, if you farm and you raise them, you breed them, you bring them through life, you help them have the life that we're kind of designed by society to have.
And kill them at the fraction of that life that they're supposed to have, or
What do you
they
mean
were-
fraction? How long do you think a cow lives on average?
24 years.
Yeah, so if most of the factory farmed animals that you can have, you're going to be doing them in around 10 years. For
Oh.
beef and other bullocks and things like that,
No,
you're
not
doing them
at all.
around.
They're killed at less than 3 years
you're
old.
doing it
3
usually.
years old.
You're doing
But
it usually around
let,
2
Let me
years.
ask you this, because we have a study done on 3,090 dairy farms in Germany, and that showed that the animal welfare index between cows in big farms versus cows in small farms is the same. In fact, in big farms, they have the slightly better animal welfare index. So in factory farms, they actually had a better life, but it wasn't statistically significant enough. So I'll just say that they're the same. So how is that, if factory farming is then bad, as you claim, wouldn't that logically entail that all form of farming is the same, just as bad, if the welfare index is similar?
By using that line of argument, yes.
What other line of arguments would you want to use it? You said the reason why factory
lived
farming is bad
experience, I guess.
is because of the welfare index. I don't think you had the experience of a cow through a farm. You had the experience of a farmer, but not the experience of a farmed cow, right?
And I've told you that the actions that you take towards having animals be part of your diet, as you say, can be immoral.
You just refuse to acknowledge your responsibility in the matter.
I acknowledge my responsibility for making the choices I make. I don't acknowledge it being my responsibility to make the choices that systemic overhaul needs.
I'm not asking you. I'm not saying you're responsible
Okay, then
for
why
the
did we
system.
have the last
I'm
5
just
minutes
saying
of conversation?
I'm just saying you're supporting the system that you're claiming is immoral.
Yeah.
So isn't that hypocritical?
Of course, but we're all hypocrites.
Well, I'm not a hypocrite. Not about this for sure. So why would you continue being a hypocrite when I can give you the option to not be one?
I've already said really early on in this conversation.
Because you get pleasure from it.
Not because I get pleasure from it, because I want to eat it. I appreciate it. I
Taste
think it's
pleasure,
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you want to live in a world where we justify oppression by saying if it's pleasureful, you can support oppression?
I guess. Yeah.
Even though you have other options to get pleasure.
I don't really like the way you frame the conversation.
Oh,
I
it's from the
understand-
perspective of the victims. Yeah, I understand you don't like the frame of the perspective of the victim because you cause victims to happen.
But it's to do with whether or not you say they have autonomy. Have you seen animals behave with autonomy in other ways? Are you saying that?
Yeah.
Are you saying then that a cow or a horse in its normal life would go roam freely and be a part of the world?
Hell yeah, I've seen that. Have you ever been to a sanctuary?
Yeah.
Yeah,
many
and
times.
what do cows do in the sanctuary?
They enjoy their lives.
Yeah,
and
they enjoy their lives.
We
They run,
choose
huh?
to have that.
Yeah. Do they ever run on a farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, barely. At what age does a cow get killed in the farm?
Usually between 2 and 4. And
Yeah.
cows who are breeding is
Yeah.
usually they die normally when they're older
Is
at
that
15
fair?
to 20.
Is it fair to take away their life at that age?
No, but I told you very early on in this conversation that of course
I don't
it's
really
not
know what
fair.
to tell you because you already say it's immoral what you're doing. You're acknowledging that you're a hypocrite. You're acknowledging now your responsibility also in the matter. So all that remains is this apathy that you have towards the issue, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, is it if you were in the position of the victim or if you were somebody would be supporting your oppression, you would find this apathy the right attitude to have towards your position?
No, but I'm not the person in the position.
No, you're not. I ask if you were in that position. So the only reason while you're saying it's that you don't want to change your mind, even though you acknowledge that it's wrong, is because you acknowledge that you will never be in that position yourself, right?
No, I've told you pretty quickly that I'm not a vegan, and I.
No,
I'm
the position of the
stop.
animal, I'm asking.
I told you very early on in this conversation that the only real reason for being non-vegan is that you prefer the taste of meat and you want to eat it. That moral justification that we talked about earlier, yeah, it doesn't.
That's
apply.
not a moral justification.
No, I told you there is no moral justification for it. The system is broken and it doesn't work very well. I'm going to engage in that moral practice because what's the consequence by not doing it? The animals.
No,
suffer.
you're not engaging. You're actively supporting it. That's a difference there.
I don't really think I'm actively supporting
Oh,
it.
you are
Seeing
very
as I
much so.
reduce my meat intake most of the time, I very sparsely having meat. I have it maybe twice a month.
Yeah, I mean, if you support it every once in a while, it's somehow better, isn't it? Than supporting it every day.
You can have the moral high ground in this argument. and you
I
can be
don't care. I
justified
don't think
towards
there's such a thing as moral high ground. I know you really want to
But
make it that way.
feels like that's what you're doing this for. You advertise it as a social experiment, but you're trying to kind of just make people feel bad
Oh, well,
about their
no.
choices.
Do you feel bad about this choice?
No.
No, so then it doesn't seem like I'm trying to make you feel bad.
But
then.
it seems like you're particularly framing to try and do it.
No,
It
I
seems like you're
clearly,
seeking this out.
we were pretty clear on your position, weren't we? I'm just trying to understand your position and whether it is logically consistent because there is a logical inconsistency in your view, right? You acknowledge that.
And
right?
I
let
would
me
like
ask-
to stop our conversation because we're talking in circles.
But what's the difference between you and any other person who discriminates, like based on that? Because you discriminate based on species, correct?
Yeah.
What's the difference between discriminating based on species or based on race? It's just an arbitrary.
Because they're animals.
Oh, that's what they said also about the individuals of different races.
Yeah, but they were people. These are
Humans are animals also, by the
I
way.
know we are, and I said again, mentioned that earlier on, that this is sophisticated hunting.
So because they're animals, then that is not a good argument because they're all animals, right?
Yeah, I know.
So what's the difference between you discriminating on species
I'd
and
like
somebody
to-
discriminating
I think I'd
based
like
on
to
race?
end the conversation because I told you, yeah.
So there's
it's
no difference
immoral.
between you and the racist.
Well, no. Of course there's a difference.
Of course
because
there's
it's
no
people.
difference, yeah.
You're applying moral rules around people to animals.
And
you
what's the
can do
morally
that-
significant
you
difference
can do that
between
if you
them?
wish.
What's the
I'm
morally
not-
significant difference
I'm
between
not
them?
going to engage in the conversation.
Because you can't.
Because the moral differences between humans are classifications of morals. We decide what morals
Oh,
are.
we're moral agents.
Yeah.
And
we
the
are
humans who
moral
are not moral agents, it will be okay to farm them.
All humans are moral agents.
Not all humans
we
are
all
moral
decide what we
agents.
do with our lives and how we
Do you know what a moral agent is?
You make your own determinations of what you find moral or not.
What exactly? Do you think all humans
And I've
can
told you
say
already.
what is right or wrong?
Of course we all can, and we
Even
all
intellectually
engage many
challenged human
times.
beings,
Yeah.
children. Do you think children have the right or
They
wrong?
have the right to choose what morals they want to follow
Do
and
you
have
think
of
children know right from wrong? Do you think
Look,
a baby
I'm
knows
not-
right from
we're
wrong?
not going to talk anymore.
Do you think a baby knows right from
I
wrong?
respect your opinions on
I
this,
wish I could say the same, but I don't.
and that's okay. I would like to shake your hand so that we can have the disagreement and
luck with
leave
that.
it. You're not a friendly person. But I
Well, not to
appreciate you
people
doing
who actively abuse animals, even and they're acting apathetic towards it.
Yeah.
I would be a friend to you if you want to change it, if you want to stop it. But otherwise, no. I have no incentive to be a friend to you.
Strange way of winning people to your argument.
Yeah, sure. Systems don't change if people are morally for it. Also, by saying everything is bad, so it doesn't matter what any individual does is a false dilemma. Is he morally okay with grape then? It's someone's choice. Yeah, that's true, Renee. He's just like a racist, it's logic, but people can choose to be racist, there's no consequences usually. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it, Renee. That's exactly the point. My buddy also, thank you. Oh my God, so many donations. Thank you so much, everybody. That's exactly the point that I was trying to make, wasn't it? Oh, Martin, thank you so much. That was exactly the point that I'm trying to make, you know. The sad reality is that I can't really make any point towards anybody who knows that they're doing something wrong, who knows that they have some responsibility in the matter. I think that's kind of where he was going, that he was dodging his responsibility. And who's being apathetic towards it. So yeah, somebody said calling him a racist was ridiculous. I never called him a racist. I don't think you were listening. I asked what's the difference between discriminating on race and discriminating based on species. All individuals who are born a certain species did not choose the species that they're born into. And all individuals who are born a certain race did not choose the race that they're born into. I'm sorry. That's just it. When somebody says, go home, Chip, watch this video and think, try to be friendly. I was friendly the whole day, man. And I was friendly also to this person. Just because I refuse to shake some people's hands, I would not shake the hands of a racist. I would not shake the hands of a racist. I would not shake the hands of a misogynist. And I would not shake the hands of a speciesist. Especially somebody who actively defends or tries to run away from their responsibility. Brother, I'm just trying to do the right thing, okay? Tiger is so upset. Listen, if you're upset over this, maybe watch the 3-minute video in the description of the stream. The 3-minute video, I bet you cannot watch it. I bet you might have an issue watching it. Wow, Mr. Chip, you are very brave to go against the man. He scares me. Nah. So Chip, do plants have feelings too? Oh, see, Cherry, you haven't gone to my post, have you? Well, luckily, Martin just linked the post. You see, Martin just linked the post just now. See, Cherry. In that post, you have also a link to whether plants have feelings or not. In fact, in that post, everybody, you have all the links to all the arguments, excuses, and nonsense you guys want to bring to the table to continue supporting the needless exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals. And I do say nonsense because there is no actually good actual reason to continue supporting it. And I'm sure deep down inside, all of you realize that there's no good reason. You're wrong, Chip. Well, first of all, Joe, you're wrong. you use the possessive pronoun, so mine wrong chip. I don't know what, that's not a sentence. But let's imagine that you were saying you are wrong. Okay. You choose your birthplace and who you are. You just don't remember. I chose my birthplace? Wow. I mean, Joe, that's so funny, man. That's so funny. I chose my birthplace. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I sent a text message to my mother when she wanted to give birth. Hey, better go where I say or else. I chose my birthplace. That's funny. Oh, I'm funny, man. Funny. Thank you for making me laugh. I chose my birthplace. And look at that, Tiger F committing ad hominems. Oh, brother, that's all you got, man. I don't even know, why do you come here to commit ad hominems? I'm literally here fighting for animal rights, and you guys come here to commit ad hominems. If you're just so triggered about it, if you're just so triggered about what I'm saying, how about you look into what I'm saying and come back with an actually good argument? But instead, you know what? You know you have no good argument, so you come here attacking me. Oh, you're ugly. Okay, what does that have to do with what I'm saying? Oh, you're a communist. Okay, what does that have to do with what I'm saying? Oh, I don't like you. Okay, what does that have to do with what I'm saying? Everything you're saying about me, ask yourself, what does that have to do with what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. Doesn't really matter. And FYI, no, I'm not a communist. Actually, I'm very much against communism. I am pretty lefty though, but I'm not that far left. My good argument is God put animals on this earth to eat. Oh, you're right. Santa Claus put animals on earth to eat, you're right. Oh, wait a minute, that's totally not true, because God created animals before he created humans, and God couldn't have, or did God already know that humans were gonna commit the ultimate sin and doom them forever? So that must mean God is a dick. If God created animals for the purpose of humans to eat them, right, to exploit and kill them, gave them the capability to feel pain and suffer. We know God can make food like in the form of plants who don't have the capability to suffer, but your God, a compassionate individual, decided to create individuals who walk, who feel, who have emotions, who have families, babies, who feel all this, who have an experience of the world, also that you can cut their throat and eat them. Well, dear, how dare you? I like it, Rene. How dare you? I like Chip's offended noble voice. Yeah. What's your shoes made of, bro? Let me see. Synthetic upper and outsole. They're Vessi. They're vegan. Jake says Chip is always wrong. Oh, thank you for committing an ad hominem fallacy. Where are you at now in Amsterdam? Near red light? No, I'm not really near red light. Not at all. Remember to like, sub, and comment. Thank you so much, Martin. Okay. Veja shoes are great. Veja, I don't know how to read them. Shoes are great. Ethically made, soles made from old rice, and the rest from plants and old bottles. Rene, that's amazing. I mean, these shoes, I bought them 3 years ago. I bought them specifically, 2021, 4 years ago. The year when I went vegan, I bought them. And in US. And I haven't never needed another shoe since then. I've been very, very careless with them, and they've been very nice. A little bit of the top here is kind of coming off, but barely. Like, surprisingly, after 4 years, they're still good. God bless you, and may God damn all those losers trying to frustrate you for helping animals. I don't believe in God, man, but okay, thank you, whatever. Does your pussy have hair? Does your cat have hair? Is that what you're asking me? So are you saying that I have a vagina? Is that you're trying to insult me? don't think it's an insult for somebody to have a vagina, brother. In fact, I think it's very beautiful if you have a vagina or a penis. It doesn't really matter, or both, or neither. None of it matters. You're still an individual who has emotions, who has feelings, who can express. And even if you can't express it, you still deserve moral consideration. So, Chip, have you ever interviewed anyone vegan before? Yeah, we've had vegans. I think two sessions ago, we had somebody who was like, we had like maybe 3 or 4 vegans, something like that. We had a lot of them. You need a good pair of a murdered animal skin shoes. Yeah, that's what I need. I need somebody to cut the throat of an animal so that we can wear their skin. Fuck yeah. Otherwise, how would I wear these shoes that I've been wearing for 4 years now? So if you don't eat animals, what do you eat? Asks Ryan. Plant-based products, there's several things you can eat. As I said, today I had huevos rancheros for lunch. And I'm gonna have pasta. It's a bolognese pasta specifically later when I go home. Everything you have on a non-plant-based diet, you can have on a plant-based diet. It's pretty simple. Everything you have from animal products, you can get it from plant-based. It's not that difficult. What do you eat for protein? As I said, what I just said, I don't eat eggs, of course, because eggs are still products of animal exploitation, abuse, and slaughter. But if you're interested in how to adopt a plant-based diet, if you don't know how to do that, Challenge 22 can help you with that. If you're interested, like if you are like, oh, I want to get a lot of protein, they can help you with that. Oh, but I have a small budget. They can help you with that. Oh, but I live in a country where there's not a lot of availability. They can help you with that. Oh, but I have a health condition. They can help you with that. All of it. Challenge 22, that's all it is. You can just go there, subscribe, they'll send you recipes, they'll hook you up with not a nutritionist, a dietitian, and they'll help you with all of it. Stop with this nonsense. How often do you take B12 injections? I don't take B12 injections, what are you talking about? I took B12 injections when I consumed animal products, brother. I took B12 injections when I became severely deficient in B12 because I thought animal products gave me B12. They don't. They didn't, not enough. So I had to take injections because of that shit. Fucking hate taking injections. And I had to do it in my butt myself, which was very hard, by the way. So no thank you. Somebody's calling me a pussy. I love pussy, so thank you for that. I take it as a compliment. Have you ever seen a mixed farm? A mixed farm, yeah. I mean, if we farm multiple animals at the same time, somehow it's better. If we farm, we farm multiple individuals, we exploit multiple individuals, must be okay. It's okay. Chip doesn't care about the suffering of plants. Oh, brother. Jake, you just move the goalpost often, huh? That's what you do. You're just here to move the goalpost. You're so triggered, Mr. Jake. Mr. Jake Bartlett, stop being so triggered, brother. You know, I would argue that I care more about the suffering of, like, my actions cause less plants to quote-unquote suffer than your actions do. Because when you consume animal products, they are fed way more plants than when you consume plant-based products directly. You eat up to 4 times more plants. You kill up to 4 times more plants on top of the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals. So if you think plants suffer, fuck it, be a plant-based diet. Don't be a vegan, because being a vegan means respecting animal rights. God forbid you respect individuals' rights. But, you know, if you care about plants not suffering, be on a plant-based diet, because on a plant-based diet, you kill less plants. Simple as that. All hail Chip, the most righteousness. Nah, not at all, brother. Just because you guys perceive me as this way because I speak on a topic and I'm trying to explain to you that you don't need to exploit and slaughter animals, you see me as this righteous person? Not at all. Stop, come on, just stop it with this nonsense. All these excuses, all this oh, I don't like you, I don't like what you're saying, therefore I will choose to exploit innocent individuals for it because I don't like what you're saying. Come on, just stop it. None of it is needed. It's ridiculous. Do you know how tofu is made? Yeah, I do. They blend up soybeans. How is tofu made? Oh my god! Oh my god! Blending up soybeans? That's fucked up. We gotta blend up baby chicks so that we can have eggs. How dare you blend up soybeans? We have to feed those soybeans to other chickens so that we can, you know, blend up their babies, because maybe some of them don't produce eggs, yeah? Very hard to be vegan? Not at all. Do you drink milk? No, brother, I respect animals. I don't drink milk. It's pretty simple. Greg says, I like you. My depression goes away. Well, Greg, subscribe, stick around if you like me. Yeah, no B12 pills they make from the women's after birth. I don't know what that means. We don't kill all the baby chicks. We need hot wings too. No, JL. You see, this is where you don't actually know. You just prove that you don't know what you're talking about. Because, JL, you need to learn that there's breeds of animals. The animals that we breed for eggs are not the same animals that we breed for meat. The animals that we breed for eggs, we specifically breed them so that they lay a lot of eggs. And those animals, yeah, we use and we make hot wings out of them. 2 hot wings means 1 innocent individual is killed for them. So if you're eating 8 wings, you killed 4 individual animals. 4 individual lives, individuals who have the experiences, suffer, who experience pain, who experience joy, who experience love. You take that all away from them, when you could just choose the plant-based option. And yeah, for the individuals that for the animals, the individuals that we breed for eggs specifically, the ones who don't make eggs, the male chicks, we blend them up alive. We put them in an industrial blender. All of the male chicks that don't produce eggs, we put them in an industrial blender. That's the most standard practice. Sometimes we also asphyxiate them to death, as if that's better. Please, just stop this nonsense. Stop it. The frogs go through a blender also? God damn it, man. That's awful. Take your vegan lectures to Africa. See how far your quinoa crusade gets you there. Quinoa crusade. Love it. Ah, bravo, man. Your smoothie goes in a blender. My smoothie is not a sentient being, brother. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god, it's like you guys don't understand simple things. Simple things. Look at this, a leaf. Ah! I killed a sentient being. No, I didn't, because that's just a fucking leaf. That's not a sentient being. Stop with this nonsense. Oh my god. You guys can't differentiate between regular individuals who have an experience of the world and an object? Lucky, it's so funny. What do you mean you don't put chicks in your smoothies? Yeah, I don't. It's just the fucking animals. I love how you pick and choose to comment on Peanut. Thank you. I love being called a peanut. Why do you look at leaves as lesser animals? Leaves are not animals. Are you guys stupid? If you think leaves are animals, oh my god. This is beyond me. Like, this is beyond me. The thing that some people end up saying, the nonsense that they end up saying in the chat. Like, I wish you guys saying that leaves are animals, I wish you guys would write it down in your journal. Like, just please, Jake Bartlett, because I see you saying this nonsense. Take out the piece of paper. Hell, open your notes app if you want. Okay? Open it and say, leaves, dried leaves that were on the ground are animals. Okay? Just say that. Say that. Dried leaves are animals. Okay? And then close that note, because you're extremely cognitively dissonant right now. Don't open it just now. Put a timer, put a reminder, somewhere sometime when I'm not online, so that you no longer become dissonant. And open that note again and ask yourself, is this a logical thing that I'm saying? Because I don't think you're being logical at all in this thing, are you? Chip, what is your opinion on abortion then? I can't eat a chicken egg, but an abortion is okay. Okay, so I don't think you understand the difference, Austin, pretty clearly. But as I promised, I'll mention my stance on abortion so that you guys can leave me alone on it. I am pro body autonomy, okay? What does a body autonomy mean? It means I will not force anyone to have a baby. I will not force anyone to be pregnant. Sorry, I will not force anyone to go through a pregnancy. I will not force anyone to go through a, birth. I respect women. I respect women. That's why I leave them alone. But let me explain a little something, because it's not human lives that matter. It's not human lives that matter. It's not animals' lives that matter. It's not plant lives that matter. It's sentient life that matters. So let me explain very simple. When a fetus is, I think up until 20 weeks, 25 weeks, they are not sentient. So abortion up until 20 or 25 weeks, there's nothing there. It's as moral as it gets. After 25 weeks, I wouldn't call abortion as moral per se. I would say abortion could be a wrong thing to do, depending on the circumstance, of course, right? Like depending on the reason why it can happen. However, even in that situation, I would not make abortion illegal, because abortion is a medical procedure of ending a pregnancy. Ending a pregnancy does not involve, terminating a pregnancy does not necessarily involve you killing the fetus, okay? Maybe learn about that. So in fact, there were a lot of cases after 20 or 25 weeks when people who wanted to get an abortion, you see they use a board of ethics in a hospital to decide whether that individual, after that period when the fetus has sentience, they usually use a board of ethics to decide whether to give that person an abortion or not. And there were certain cases, you can read on these cases, for example, when an individual, like a woman, had a mental breakdown, she could not, the idea of continuing the pregnancy couldn't possibly work for her. So what they did is they actually forced her to continue having the pregnancy for another 2 or 3 weeks. And afterwards, they induced pregnancy. So they stopped the pregnancy that way. Okay? So I'm just telling you right here and right now, there's a difference. So no, I'm not for forced pregnancy. I'm not for forced birth, okay? I am for body autonomy. Get that? Body autonomy. Women's rights. I know a lot of you guys really love shitting on women. I noticed, because you guys sometimes call me a woman and see that as an insult somehow. That's not an insult, brothers. Being a woman is a beautiful thing. But I believe in rights for sentient beings, okay? And I believe that when it comes to medical procedures, let's let the professionals decide, okay? Exactly, pro-choice is pro-freedom. Exactly that, Winthrop. And that's exactly it. Pro-choice does not mean you have the right to kill a sentient being, FYI. It just means that the government should not force you not to. The government should not force you in that position. Because when it comes to body autonomy, it's a little bit more complicated. Thank you, Chip. Being a woman is a beautiful thing. It is. Being a woman is a beautiful thing. Somebody said Dirt Nap City is a forced pregnancy person. Dirt Nap, stop forcing people. Stop forcing individuals, okay? Nobody deserves to be forced. But thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I hope you've got something from this. At the end of it, it got really insane, didn't it? It got really insane. It's so funny. Ethical, consistent. Yeah, I'm very ethically consistent. Thank you, S&M. I am very ethically consistent. You're right. Because as I said, I value sentient life and body autonomy. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I hope you're not as triggered as Jake Bartlett is today. I hope you speak up for animals today. I hope you stop exploiting innocent animals, regardless of what you think of me. Stop exploiting innocent animals. You can still dislike me and stop the exploitation. Renee, God damn it, Renee. So much. Thank you so much, Renee, for the donations. I can't express my gratitude enough. Magnus, thank you so much. Martin, I appreciate you. Renee, again, you donated €1 here, and I haven't even saw it. Thank you so much. My buddy, again, thank you. Renee, again, Renee, Jesus Christ, Renee, and my buddy. I gotta say thank you so much for the support. It does help, and I will be back online tomorrow. I probably will be back online also on Friday, and on Friday I'll be back online with Lodewijk. Imagine that. We liked Lodewijk. It was cool, wasn't it? You know what, Jake? I'm trying to say something here. I mean, if you can't behave, take a break, man. Take a break. Take a break. Go outside. Touch some grass, okay? Take a break. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Have an awesome day. Respect animals. That's it. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out, right? The shout outs. Who was the last person in the stream last time? I forgot who was the last person in the stream. Let me check. I had to check, everybody. It was Draculum who was first, it was Jake who was second, and it was Martin who was third. Thank you so much, everybody. We have a nice contest here on this channel. Whoever comments first, we give a shout out. I'll be more careful next time and look at the shout outs before the stream. I'm sorry about that. But yeah. Shout out to Draculum, Jake Lagatare, and Martin. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the work thank you for all the people who have been having conversations in the chat. Thank you for all the moderators, and thank you for all the supporters. It's amazing, this is why I can do what I do. So thank you for that, okay? Somebody says respect animals but don't respect babies. Spoonie, maybe at some point you'll find out what the difference between a fetus and a baby is. But that's okay. I don't get my hopes up. You're probably way too much in your own thing. Thank you so much, everybody. Have an awesome day. Respect animals. Have a good one, okay?